Welcome to Part 1 of the Llama International Airlines Flight Crew Induction Course. In this video, we'll be looking at the standard operating procedures when flying our brand new 737-800 aircraft. Whether you've just got your wings or are transferring from another airline, this video will familiarize you with our aircraft and procedures. When you arrive at the aircraft for your first turn of the day, you may find there is no jetway or stairs attached to the aircraft doors. In this scenario, you may be required to flag down a passing baggage handler and request a leg up to open the door and climb in. Once aboard, make your way to the cockpit and wake any sleeping flight crew, politely asking them to leave the aircraft. The minimum equipment list on any Llama International Airlines flight is as follows. The front section of the aircraft. At least one working engine. Coffee maker. 2 times 5 kilogram bags of llama feed. If one of these MEL items are unserviceable, do your best not to bring attention to the issue, and instead attempt to distract your colleagues with alarming phrases, such as, "We're getting a pay raise to $12 an hour next month," and "I think both engines are operating normally." Performing a thorough walk-around is a crucial step to ensuring the aircraft is safe and prepared for flight. Begin by peeling back any duct tape on the aircraft external and check to see if the crack or hole it was covering up has increased in size. If it has, add more tape as necessary to keep it hidden. Next, move on to the landing gear. As a cost-cutting measure, Llama International Airlines often acquires used tires from extremely reliable and trustworthy sources, such as eBay, Craigslist, and Dodgy Dave's Defective Tire Emporium. For this reason, we advise all our pilots to bypass close inspection of the wheels and tires to avoid culpability. If there are flames emanating from either the engines or the APU, refer to your Llama International Airlines fire color chart to determine whether the aircraft is considered flight-worthy. Failing to perform a walk-around is allowable only under the following circumstances. It's raining. The dispatcher is too rude. You've used a pair of binoculars from the cockpit window. The dispatcher is too friendly. You're running late. With the walk-around completed, accost the dispatcher for the load sheet. Slip him a 20 and ask him to note the maximum takeoff weight as being a category lower than it really is, for extra savings on airport taxes. When fueling is finished, remember and repeat the following phrase. "I'm awfully sorry, but I appear to have left my wallet on the bus." Offer to come back later and pay the fuel bill. The fueler should leave you alone. Under no circumstance should you return later and pay the fuel bill. Passenger boarding may commence as soon as enough bags have been stacked below the L1 door for passengers to clamber their way up into the cabin. As Llama International Airlines does not contract any ground personnel, you will need to proceed down to the ramp and load the aircraft yourself. If a bag is noticeably heavier than the rest, it may regrettably be lost in transit, thus ensuring a lighter aircraft for the flight. With loading complete, you are now ready for pushback. Borrow any nearby airport vehicle and begin hastily pushing the aircraft back before anyone notices what you're doing. This has been Part 1 of the Llama International Airlines Flight Crew Induction Course. In Part 2, we shall be looking at tips and tricks to save time and money, such as declaring a mayday to avoid long holds at busy airports.
Well, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today it's the 18th of June 2020, coming in from the United Kingdom, 8 minutes past 4 here. My goodness, you see, Alpaca Airways, we do whatever we have to do to get ahead of the competition, so we leaked some footage from our main rivals, Llama Airways. Guys, I hope you're all doing very well for what's going to be quite a amusing stream today. So last week, a week and a half ago, I'm sure most of you have already seen, a lot of other streamers have had it up there as well. You know, we got hold of this really cool joystick from Thrustmaster, based off the Airbus A319. I think they have a joystick which is pretty similar, and it's something I've been working with for the last 3 or 4 days. I had it in the last stream. I couldn't talk about it obviously, but you might have seen I had a few issues with the thrust reversers and stuff. But yeah, what a flight to try it on. We're going to be in the ToLiss Airbus A319, going from London City to Innsbruck. It's going to be really good fun. It'll give us the opportunity to talk about the joystick as well. If you have any questions, I'll show you some cool pictures, how I've got it set up to fly the Airbus as well. But it works really well for other commercial aircraft too. Fantastic, loads of people here already. I can see 630 of you. Hope you're all doing very well. We've got Listerman, Nico 5, Jitara, Staus, Will Bewley, Doug Kite, Ifram Ahmed, Steph Plintic, Dylan R. I think you guys quite like the intro video. Again, I could take no credit for that. It was in fact Lizzie Windsor, one of my subscribers, who made that ad, and he doesn't want any credit for it at all. So again, I know you're watching. Thank you so much again for that. Right, let's zoom on into London City. We are live weather, but we're not on VATSIM today, just for the obvious reason that we're going to City, and in fact in Innsbruck, they're forecasting to land on runway 26. I in fact want to do the circle to land for runway 08. It's the only approach that I want to fly today, because it's going to be very challenging in the Airbus. I've done a couple of practice, worked out okay, but most of you know I'm pretty unfamiliar with this aircraft. Otherwise, it's going to be a normal live stream, just with you guys chilling out. If you have any questions, I'll be able to answer them as usual. But here we are at the Alpaca Airways flight deck to sim Airbus A319 on stand 9 in London City. The scenery is from Orbex. You can grab that at a moment, I think, for around 20 quid or so, but it is pretty good there. Scenery. We've been into London City in this aircraft before, and we've actually never flown out of it, and it's pretty tight on the performance, in fact, because I did it on a bit of a practice run, but it should be absolutely fine. We're going to take our time with the setup. If you don't know, if you're new to the stream, I'm a 737 captain. I don't fly the Airbus, so a lot of my regular subscribers and viewers really find it amusing when I'm scratching my head trying to work out what on earth's going on. But I had to do it in the Airbus today because I've got the new Airbus side stick from Thrustmaster. Cool, right, let's now jump on into the flight deck. We'll turn the background music down slightly. It's quite a new thing we do on our streams, but I will keep it running because, as I said, we're not on VATSIM today. We're just going to be chilling out trying to set up the A319. I'll do my best to be able to keep up with you in chat there. Kieran Harvey, config 3 for takeoff. I'm actually going to plan for flap 1 for departure, the normal one here, but we're going to be pretty light. We're going to be only having 50 passengers. I did a test takeoff with a flex temperature. I think that's the equivalent of the assumed temperature of 45 degrees, and it worked out okay. We did use up just all about the runway, but hopefully nothing's changed. In fact, anything, I've got a bit more of a headwind today, so we should be completely fine. Cool. Add raw data ILS. We're not flying an ILS today. We're going to be doing the circle to land approach. Right, let's get everything started then. So I'm going to use this little X checklist. Of course, I'm going to do all the usual briefings that we always do, covering anything if you have any questions. Leon Dahad, don't disconnect the IDG. Yes, the last time I was in here, I had this checklist position here. I was trying to click something on the checklist. It was just sod's law that it was under the IDG disconnect switch. There's nothing you can do about that apart from reset the aircraft. Right, so this little X checklist is pretty useful. It's included, in fact, with the ZIBO mod. It's worthwhile getting by Vin Kaizen for the ToLiss A319 if you're new to the aircraft, but we're going to follow it during the setup. So let's get the block fuel requested for our flight. I'll show you the flight plan. Here it is. Oh yeah, joystick you saw. We'll show some pictures of the new joystick later on, so we can discuss it if you have any questions at all. So 5.9 tons. We're going to take an extra 15-20 minutes or so in case I screw the approach up. So let's go. So that's a little less fuel here. So 2.2 tons of fuel. Turn the music down a little bit. Yeah, Marianne is here as well, my partner, helping me run the stream and everything. But thank you very much for the heads up there. Thank you very much, Danish, for the $10 as well. This is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. I love how it screamed the 90s. Amazing. Thank you very much. As I said, it's Lizzie Windsor. You have to give all the credit to. Thank you very much, Real Danish. Yeah, so let's take an extra, let's take 30 minutes, which would be around 1,100 kilos. So if we call for 6.8, 6.9, let's call it 7 tons on the fuel. So that is under here, 7 tons, it's already there, 50 passengers, perfect, that's all we need today. How's the music now, guys? Let me know in chat if you want me to turn it up again or turn it down. Forward and aft cargo doors, I won't worry about that. Enable external power, I think it's already available, yeah. Engine master switches 1 and 2 off, wipers are off, battery can now turn on. There we are, let's put everything on into life. It's the BSS sound pack for the ToLiss as well, it's really, really good. Music's perfect, thanks guys. Nick05, what's the flight time going to be? It's around 1 hour and 40 minutes, just the one sector today. So let's turn up the brightness here, the displays. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th time we've been in the Airbus. I'm feeling a little bit more proficient. I did the test sector yesterday and I sort of knew what I was doing. It's definitely not a 7.3, but you can fly non-precision approaches really easily. You just essentially leave it in, you know, it's not LNAV, VNAV, you just turn the autopilot on. It's just following the coded data in the FMC. Actually, I can't call it an FMC, it's called an FMSG, whatever you call it on the Airbus. I know it makes the Airbus guys cross when I call it an FMC. Right, let's check now. Cockpit oxygen. So on the door hydraulics pages. So yeah, I think you flick through the pages, make sure that you have sufficient pressurization in the cockpit. So let's go to the door page. It's there, oxygen 1200 psi. Then we check the hydraulic page. Obviously in the 7.3, System A, System B, and a standby hydraulic system. They call it green, blue, and yellow in the 319. Engine oil, that's on the engine page. Imagine that's been checked. Evacuation switch. I saw that here the other day. Is it this one? Captain and Purser. We don't have that in the 7.3. MCDU is the display. It's FMGS, I think. Okay. We're going to do a bit of hand flying on this departure with the joystick anyway. ADIRS is to nav. Strobe light to auto. Nav and logo light. 1 day or 2 for night. Seatbelt signs, well, we're all fueled up, so we'll put those on. No smoking on. Emergency exit lights we can now arm. Bear with me as I work my way around a cockpit very unfamiliar to me. Anna, what does the captain of purse mean? Purse is short for purser, as in the cabin crew number 1. Remaining instrument lighting as needed. It's perfect as it is. Cockpit and aft window temperatures fine. Test the batteries. All the pumps on. Test the engine fire and APU. That is loud. How are you finding new flight stick? Great, I've had it for the last week now. Whoever answered that question, it's already gone. Will185. I used it in the last stream in the ZIBO mod. Obviously, I couldn't talk about anything or reveal the stream or publish the stream until 10 AM this morning, UK, or 11 Central Eastern. But I've really enjoyed it. I've actually been looking for a joystick for a while. I've always enjoyed using the Extreme 3D Pro. But what really sold this joystick to me is the fact that it's interchangeable. I mean, if you're an Airbus guy, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed. You're going to have to sit in the FO seat and then the captain's seat. But I can move the switches around, so it fits my left hand perfectly. And it's really good. It's got no noise at all. It's really a solid stick. So, yeah, we'll talk about it later, obviously, and show you some pictures. Is there a good amount of resistance in the joystick? Yeah, it's really quite solid, and there's no noise at all. When it's in the central position, it's deadly still, which is really good. Audio switching on the 3rd radio, PA, won't worry about that. Actual QNH. What's the weather here in City? 1009. It's been raining all day here in the UK, but right now in the city it's actually quite nice. Winds 220 at 10, 10k visibility, few clouds, temperature 19 degrees, QNH 1009. Lefties are saved. Exactly, Adam. I am a left-handed individual as well, so it's great to be able to finally have a stick, because the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, like all peripherals, like everything in life, is built around being right-handed. So the fact this joystick fits my hand well, is Mariana giving me the usual banter. Standby ADR showing 2 red flags. You know, I tick half this stuff. Left and right brake pressure working. Oh, I've got the hydraulic pressure. Accumulator pressure in the green range. It's not quite. So maybe that should be there. Switch on electric hydraulic pump still reaching green. Right, I won't worry about that. I love this kind of cavalier attitude I take towards flying this Airbus. Landing gear initiators 3 green. Brake fan on, not required. Let's turn on the radio panels now. Flood and integrated lighting, adjust lighting. Don't worry about that. Weather radar off. Multi-scan to auto. Again, a slightly different weather radar system. I don't know if the Airbus uses the Honeywell weather radar, which we use in the 7.3. I'm guessing it's the same. Or similar. GCS, what is that? Speed brake disarm, combi door normal. Up and lower ECAM display, adjust lighting, flap lever. This checklist, I think I mentioned it last time, first time I used it, goes into a lot of detail. Landing elevation, auto, status page, check. I imagine that's done. Radios again for the first officer, transponder 1 or 2, put it to on now. Guys, again, I want to say a massive thank you, because we also reached 45,000 subscribers the other day, which was really cool, right during the live stream as well. So let's have a squawk today of 4500. We're not on VATSIM today, as we've mentioned, but we'll set that to imagine that's our code. Transponder to above. Passenger cargo flight plan matches 0 fuel weight. Yeah, it should be with 50 passengers, a 0 fuel weight of 45.9. MCDU brightness. FMC. Cool. Right, we're already into loading the FMC, which I hate. Another G made it for boarding today, yes. We're still got passengers turning up into the terminal. So, updated this air rack literally 15 minutes before the stream. I broke my own rule of never updating something before it, but I know the updates are usually quite simple. So we have got the latest air rack, 2007. Aircraft model's correct, so that's all good. We'll go to the from to page, which is in it. Cool. So the setup is in many ways similar to the Boeing. You put the same data in essentially, and in the same order. It doesn't vary too much. Thank you very much. I just got a couple of donations coming in, but through PayPal, but obviously they're mutes alerted until we get airborne. Thanks for Ladies Danish again for the he says the intro was crazy, and Kato as well for the £3.19 to see what we did there. This is a good combo plane, hardware and 737 experience to do an aircraft carrier landing. We haven't attempted landing the carrier here. Thanks, man. Right, so we're going from London City to Innsbruck, Lowy. I can't believe all the streams I've done in the Airbus so far, I've only done ILS approaches, and I'm now doing one of the most complex approaches in the world. Jumping straight to the deep end in the bus. 45 kilo. You can see what I did there for the call sign. Cost index 30. Cruising at 37,000 feet. I think we select our line IRS now, so when the IRS alignment is complete, it'll update our position. Wind. Oh yeah, wind request. If I've missed anything, shout out in chat. So now I need to put the routing in, I think. We do, I remember now. So, let's have a look at our flight plan today. Just going to take off the westerly runway here in City, runway 27. It's a great departure actually. It's still not very clear here, but essentially we're going to be a 180 head eastbound, north of London, and then we're going to make a right turn south-eastbound towards the Channel, crossing over Belgium, Germany, and there we are to Innsbruck. I completely forgot to mention, guys, at the start of the stream, we're doing a giveaway today. I'm actually celebrating the 45k giveaway by purchasing myself, the winner, one of these joysticks, so I'll order one for you. We'll do the competition after landing, or giveaway we should say. All you have to do is answer one question in chat, type it once, we'll explain all later, and you'll have the chance of getting yourself the brand new Airbus Thrustmaster joystick. Right, so that's the routing. .7, that's really light. Dougal, can we enter? Absolutely, anyone can enter this one. Oh yes, stream says Alpaca 01. Oops, I forgot to change that. Yeah, we'll go for Alpaca 01, then I'll change that later. It won't make any difference. We could use both. So, I think we do this. Wait, 27. The SID is going to be an NKIV 1 Alpha. No transition. Now, am I right in thinking that after NKIV I could just punch the routing, so I do this? I can't remember because I did this yesterday, but it was all gone blank. Let's go Airways. I think that's it, and then you just punch it all in. Seems happy. Tum. No, I've never flown from London City. Dover. Are you still flying at the moment? No, I'm currently furloughed, Renton 61. I haven't flown this year, believe it or not. But we are hoping to go back flying next month. We shall see. Still haven't heard anything about our jobs yet, so. For such a short flight, there's a lot of waypoints in it. Tim, can you see a career change in the future to a full-time streamer at this rate? Yeah, I mean, if I say stay indefinitely grounded. This has been my full-time job for 2 months now, since I've started doing 3 streams a week. Right, this is a question I have. Once you've gotten to this page, how do you keep putting route information in? I found this out yesterday. I found my way around it, was to temporarily insert it, and then just carry on from there. I don't know if that's the most efficient way to continue, but it works. And just carry on from Bombay. Mike 867. Bavax. Nearly there, guys. It's not as bad as watching me load up the INS in the 7.2 at least. That does take a long time. Mike 736 to Tulsi. And then we got the arrival. We've made it. So the arrival we're going to be flying today is the Tulsi 3 Alpha, and it's LOC 26 right, which is the LOC East for the circle to land onto 08. And a trial and error, that's how I found that out. And via Rattenberg, I believe. So, I think that's it. Total distance 597. We've got 618, but I think that's got the full arrival doing the 180 as well. We'll just quickly step through it, make sure we're happy. Yeah, we're going to do runway 08, Kamalish. We're going to do 26 circle to land 08, of course. But the approach is based off 26. Looks good in the box for me. So we'll just start at the city, looking at the FMC as well. Oh no, I forgot you can do this. Perfect. And then we're going to do a circle down the valley onto runway 08. Afra, are you going to do full takeoff thrust? No, I think with our weight we're so light here. We can still take a flex temperature of 45 degrees. We've only got 50 passengers simulated. Cool, so I think I've got all the routing information in correctly. I never know when I'm flying this thing. So, again, on the Airbus side, I know they have the ability to put the old route to alternate as well, but I don't bother because we don't have my airline. EFIS and flight plan page, we've done all this. Radio nav page, someone said don't touch anything there. So we go to init B. Perfect. So we get all this information from the ToLiss ISCS. So 0 fuel, I'm gonna go for 1 plus F, because the one I always use when I'm in this aircraft. The alternate is put on an init A page, okay. I might have a look into that again, but generally speaking I just do... I loosely base it off my SOPs, and same process for the 7.3. Right, what's the 0 fuel weight? 45.9. Just get this out of the way. CG is 28.6. Cool. What do we say for the fuel? 7.1, wasn't it? 7 tons. Cool. That seems to make everything happy. So we've got an extra 1 hour 24 minutes of fuel. That obviously doesn't include any routing to alternate. FinRes, that's the amount of fuel. If you get to less than 900 kilos, or you're going to land with less than 900 kilos, be it your destination, your alternate, you have to declare a mayday. I think I have to do the performance next, so I'll keep this page open. What is all this? Second flight plan. Nope, I won't do that today. MCDU performance. Takeoff page. So we're going to use toga thrust. No, it says use a flex temperature of 66, but obviously that doesn't know the length of the runway. It always seems to default to that, but I'm just going to select a slightly lower flex temp, which is assumed temperature in the 7.3. Essentially tell the engines this is the temperature, it could be the thrust rated thrust on that temperature. So V speeds 21, 28, and 131. Flaps THS. Still don't know what that means. 30.1. I just punch in whatever it says here. Slash up 0.1. Oops. Oh yeah, I'd put 1 plus F. God damn Airbus. Perfect. Or maybe just 1 would have worked. Why not use toga? Because Baptist Reina, we're really light, and I don't want to be... our stop altitude on the city is only 3,000 feet. We need to level off at 3,000 feet. So if we're climbing up at 5,000 feet per minute, it's going to be very uncomfortable. This will be much better. And I want to hand fly the departure anyway. Right, I think that's all set. Next phase. Let's climb, perfect. I think we've done everything, guys. If I've missed anything major in the FMC, MCD, whatever they call this thing, let me know. Right, cockpit door, check. APU master switch, we'll get the APU up and running now. Go outside and enjoy the external sounds today, some of these chill streams. I think you have to wait a few seconds, or someone said to me you have to wait a few seconds. It's called the plane flies itself. It does. And Mr. Dilef, THS is trimmable horizontal stabilizer. Well, technically that's what it is, and it is the stabilizer that moves. Do you have the Airbus throttle quadrant? No, Raptor UK 100. That isn't going to be released until later the year, but hoping to get a copy next month, or get one next month. Perfect. So APU's up and running. APU available, so it means I can now disconnect the GPU. Now, I remember when I first did this, I was like, how do I switch the generators like you have to do in the 7.3? But no, of course, it's an Airbus, so it does it for you. And it puts it on the bus for you. When I first did that, I thought I'd forgotten something. Cool. Well, let me click that now. Cockpit lighting adjust again. Localizer scales. Well, I don't want those on now. Barometer set local QNH. We'll put the constraints on. That's quite cool to have on the ND. So you can see, look, 210 knots for the first 2 tons, stopping off at 3,000 feet. So yeah, we need to set 3,000 here. And it's for the first officer. I'll just leave all that blank. So. And then the engine start, I think. Fasten seatbelt signs on. AP bleed. Need that for the engine start. We'll do the briefings now because it's the point here we want to do it in the checklist, so you're all happy with the departure here. So, am I aligned now? PM will be back from the walk around. We then do the briefing, so we discuss initially anything that's worthwhile noting. So here at London City, short runway, double check the performance. There's a bit of crosswind for departure as well. Low stop altitude at 3,000 feet. And then we do all the route check, make sure the route's all incorrect, which we've checked, check the instrumentation. We do the emergency briefing, confirm our actions, events and RTO, confirm our actions, events of an engine failure, which in the Airbus, I think it's probably a button, just press go and it will do it for you. No, I'm kidding, I think there's a bit more work involved. But am I right in thinking that if you have an engine failure in the Airbus, it automatically inputs the rudder for you? In the 7.3, it's all up to you. If you don't put the rudder in, off you go on the side. Taxi briefing we'll discuss next. Thank you very much, Captain Bird, for $5. Hello, sir, good evening. I'd like to inform you I received the flight data sim mug. It took a while, but here it is. Thank you very much, Captain Bird. So yeah, the T-Spring can be a little bit slow at the moment with the coronavirus pandemic, getting everything manufactured and sent out. Unfortunately, I don't have any control over that, but I certainly know someone received a broken mug, and T-Spring were very quick at getting it fixed, but glad you got it. Thank you. What was the QNH? 1009. I've got to set the standby. Did you do the first officers as well? I did. Yeah, let's look at the briefings then. That's what I want on the charts. So we're on stand 9 here in City. It's a self-manoeuvring stand. That is to say there's no pushback required, so we're going to have to start the engines on stand. We're going to taxi out, make a right turn. Taxi outbound via Yankee. We'll go out via Echo, and then we're going to have to backtrack runway 27. Now it is only us today because we're offline. But so what we'll do, we'll do is if we're online anyway, we'll take a right here kilo, view 180, and then we'll blast off runway 27. Look at the runway length. Look, 1,500 meters. One of the shortest runways we've ever taken off from. In fact, well, the Santos Dumont stream would have been the only one shorter. So I have no accurate performance data here for the A319, so that's why I went kind of very light with the 45 on the flex temperature, which should be more than enough performance. And the SID, it's all programmed. You can see it's in the FMC and ND. So we're going to climb straight ahead to Lima Charlie Whiskey 01. Look at that low stop altitude, 3,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 3,000 feet. Look at that. You have to maintain 3,000 all the way. Now it's like in reality ATC, London City, or London radar will be able to get you higher earlier. But the reason they stop you so low initially is because the arrivals into Heathrow, they come straight onto over just the west of the city when they're landing on 27 there, which is where the prevailing wind's coming from. So they have to keep you nice and low until they can get you higher. No terrain issues, obviously lots of obstacles to hit. Now SID really. 250 below 100, but what I'm going to do is hand fly it. I'm going to level off at 3,000, so I'm going to let the auto throttle manage the speed, which I think it does for me. But I'll talk you through the joystick really. No turns below 1,100 feet, but yeah, that's it. The briefing's all done. I hope you're all happy with everything. So transponder is given by ATC. Beacon light can come on now. It's about to start engines. Contact ATC, start pushback, and that's it. It's now the engine start. So we'll turn the music down, we'll taxi out with the music off, and then as soon as we get airborne, and I've done the after takeoff checklist, we'll continue with the rest of the flow. Right, so it's an Airbus, so what do I need to do? Let's get the checklist up again. I think I just moved that switch up, don't I? Engine mode selected to igniter, I would have forgotten that. It's hissing away there, and now we can start the engine. So we'll do the first engine start outside. And I just move this switch here. Dante, hello Captain and Mariana, congrats on the 45k, thank you very much. Mariana is here, she's making sure you're behaving yourself in chat. Say again? Yeah, she's the boss. Oh, I'm too slow apparently, you've already responded. That is loud. As you can imagine. So at what point do we know the engine's stabilised? I think that goes from reverse video to this. It looks good now. And I know doing this you get the barking PTU. The sounds are good on this, the BSS sound pack. It is a good investment. And the Gene door closed. I hope so. I'm going to double check. CFM engines, yeah, I think these are the CFMs. I never realised how much you were spoon-fed with Airbus. Not really. It is just a very automated aircraft, does everything for you, which is great. Lowers the workload for crew considerably. And the 7.3 is just outdated. Yes? What Danish said. What does flight deck to sim look like when he's using the Airbus stick?
Absolutely gorgeous.
What's wrong with you? I look incredible. Sat here in my shorts and my t-shirt and my flip-flops. Or Crocs as you guys like to refer to. Right, I think that's 2 good engine starts. Looks like the engines have all stabilised. Stabled, what's going on with me? Don't start, we haven't even landed in Innsbruck yet. Oh. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got 770 of you watching. I hope you're all doing very well. This is the Airbus 45k Celebration stream, we'll be talking about the joystick in the cruise. We're going to hand fly the departure, and we're going to give away one of these joysticks after landing as well in Innsbruck, so stay tuned. We're going to be flying one of the most difficult approaches in the world in an aircraft completely unfamiliar with me. Right, let's do the after start flow then. So AP bleed can come off, AP master switch off, trim wheel position set. Now I think it was at 0.1. I think someone told me I have to move this, so I have the trim set to the one of the buttons I'll explain all later. Engine mode selected to normal. Speed brake we arm. Do not do that in the 737, otherwise you'll get the takeoff config warning horn. Pushback crew. We don't need to worry about that. Now we're going to check the flight controls. Now I want to do this, make sure the joystick is working correctly, because it would be embarrassing if I was telling you about my new joystick and it wasn't working. Takeoff flaps as calculated. So we need to select the flaps to 1. Flight control page. So I taxi behind, you know, obviously when I'm at work we taxi behind Airbus all the time. It looks like all the Airbus guys seem to do this check whilst taxiing. EasyJet certainly do, a few of the other operators I've seen. My operator, we do this before taxi, we do all the flight controls, sort of what we're doing now, but I think the other guys do it in the on the roll. Right, there's full forward, full back, left and right. The joystick, guys, it feels really good. It's so solid. It is made of plastic, but it is a high quality plastic. Left and right, and then unload the page. And I'm still getting used to my buttons, so if you notice I'm trying to do something which doesn't work, it's because I'm not used to my new joystick yet. Right, it's got a few more things to do before taxi they want us to do on this checklist. So weather radar we can put on, we'll put it on to system 1. Engine mode selector, normal drive, we've already done that. Auto brake to max. Takeoff config, test. Ecam no blue, I think we have to do this, don't we, to make that happy. And then we have to put the takeoff config. Say again? 0.1 up, 0.1 down. Oh yeah. just testing you, Neville Magi. I think my members know what to do in that situation. Takeoff config set. I think there's a button you have to push, isn't there? There we are. Contact ATC, so Alpaca 01 I think we're going to go back to today. Request taxi, Alpaca 01 taxi via Yankee backtrack, runway 09 for 27. And we'll put the taxi lights on, so nose to take taxi. And we turn off lights and come on as well. Parking brake release. Right, off we go, guys. So it's going to be a tight right turn because there's a tug here. Slow these noise slightly. It's already down to 15%. So parking brake's now released. Immediate right turn. Whoa, it's a little bit wobbly. That's just the ToLiss. Might have to add a little bit of thrust here. We haven't hit Brian. He can still enjoy his coffee. And off we go. It's a very narrow taxiway here. You want to make sure you stay on the taxi line so you don't clip any wings. Adam, streaming tomorrow? No, not streaming tomorrow. It's streaming on Thursdays because of the joystick coming out. Next stream will be on Sunday. So we'll do a nice leisurely taxi. So again, yeah, an airport like this, it's really important you nail that taxi line because you don't want to be clipping that wing on anything else, be it an aircraft, a catering truck, fuel truck, whatever. It'd be quite difficult to hit a fuel truck unless it had 4x4 wheels on it. When I say nail the taxiway, it doesn't mean go too far left so you get the main gear in the grass. A slight few texture issues here with the Orbex scenery over the default scenery, but it's only a little buggy in places. Wouldn't the jet blast damage other aircraft with stands like this? I mean, you're turning out to taxi. Yeah, I mean, they probably have some sort of guard there to prevent from that. There is Echo for runway 27. Obviously, if you keep going straight on, you're going for a little bit of a swim. So imagine we've been given permission to backtrack. We'll backtrack on the runway, and then we'll taxi off the runway to do the before takeoff checklist. So just again, a little bit sensitive on my tiller. The textures here, when it's raining, the Orbex textures look really good. What a leisurely pace we're doing. Crispian, what do you use to reference the taxi in the 737 on straight lines, on turns to keep centre lines? So you just got to know where the nose wheel is, which is slightly behind you. And when you're taxiing straight ahead, you have a little wiper bolt, which helps a little bit. It just takes practice and familiarity. Lewis, 50 knots on the runway. Yeah, you could backtrack up to that speed. That is the maximum. Take the next right here. So we're going to hand fly over departure, following the flight directives, level off at 3000. And I'm led to believe, on the 737, Boeing do not recommend that you have the autopilot engage with the autothrottle, or the autopilot disengage with the autothrottle engaged, apart from takeoff and go around. But obviously in the bus, the autothrottle pretty much manages everything. But I was speaking to one of the members, Finley, earlier. He was telling me that some Airbus operators, they actually disconnect the autothrottle when they're hand flying as well and use the thrust. But I've had some other Airbus pilots say, no, don't do that, leave the autothrottle in. It varies everywhere. Certainly varies at 737 operators as well. So here's hold point Mike for 0. Not for 09. Why does it say 09 there? Surely it should say 27. Confused me there. I thought I'd gone the wrong way. Bring it to a stop just there. I'll definitely make sure the parking brake's set, otherwise I'll be going for a swim. There we are. Right, we'll do the before takeoff checklist here. I'm going to run the ToLiss checklist, and I'll do a sort of rough before takeoff checklist based on my operator's SOP. So contact ATC, imagine we've been cleared for takeoff. We can put the strobes to on. Landing lights can now come on. Nose light to take off. Transponder to TARA. Seatbelt sign off, then on. Okay, imagine that's done. I'm not turning the packs off because we're not doing a bleeds off takeoff. Chronometer, stop and reset. That's it. We're all ready to go, guys. So a little takeoff briefing. Air conditioning is set. It's going to be left-hand seat, runway 27. The departure is the NKIV 1 Alpha, climbing straight ahead to 1100 feet. Then we're going to make a right turn northbound, maintaining 3000 feet after departure. It's an Airbus, so I need to remember to put the thrust lever in the climb position, and that's where it stays, hopefully, for the rest of the flight. We'll do an ADP2 departure here. Otherwise, that's it, guys. I think it's about time we head off to Innsbruck. So one of the things I really like about this joystick is the tiller. It's really, because it has a really good 0 point, one of the issues I was having on the old joystick, and you might have seen this with flying the FlyJSim aircraft, not that it makes any difference to that aircraft, but the nose wheel moves all the time. On this, it's rock solid, so I can make roll and pitch inputs without having to rotate the tiller. There's a really nice central position to it. It does feel really, really good. Oh, well done, Orbex. We've got some hovering runway edge lighting by the looks of it. God, you do sit up much higher than the 7.3. You can even see it in this view. Right, there we go. So we're porting in the right direction. Let's get rid of all this checklist, because we don't need that here. Guys, I know it's not a 737, but get your togas in chat. We are almost ready to go to Innsbruck. We'll put this to run. There you go, for all you timer haters. First toga chat was from Mattia Bacetto. We're following that, so up we go. Right, brakes released. Thrust levers up to 50%. God, I haven't forgotten anything. Right, that looks around stabilised, and then that one, man flex, set takeoff thrust. Don't need to put any forward pressure on the control column, I don't think. Right, thrust set. There's 80 knots. Told you we're light. There's V1 rotate. And we're airborne. Positive ready climb gears coming up. As tempting as it is, I am not going under the gondolas. And we're up. There's 1,000 feet. I'd usually put the autopilot in here. Now I think it'll lower the nose eventually. Oh yeah, thrust lever climb. There we go. So I think the acceleration height I might have had to have set. Now it's commanding a right turn. I just want to go check. We'll select flaps up. And it's going to help. It's going to pitch to maintain 210 knots and now reduce thrust. I hope. I am airbusing. The clock's on, guys. The elapsed timer is on. Look at the bottom right. 1 minute. There we go. Right. This stick is really nice, and the beauty thing is about the Airbus, you don't have to trim. You just don't have to trim at all, it does it for you. We're in a bit of cloud. So I think once this turn's complete, I'll probably engage the autopilot now that we can't see anything. Yeah, this stick is lovely. Well, I'll engage the autopilot for now because there isn't so much to see out the window. And I might do some hand flying later on anyway, we certainly will for the circle. Right, autopilot 1. There we are, we'll just quickly do the after takeoff checklist, so I think we need to stow that. And out the cloud we go. It's now accelerating to 250 knots. Thrust climb, flaps up. Speed brake packs are on, contact ATC, runway turn off, and nose lights will do that at 10,000 feet. Right, there we are, check's all complete. Amazing. Super cool. Alerts coming off now. They should do it with the gear. I've got it connected, but I think something's gone. And cue the very cool music. There is London on the right hand side. Tray tables out, feet up. You've got it, Will. Tango Delta Chrono is not used as a timer in Airbus. The off-block timer is already started above the landing gear. I've just used it as we would. Not the clouds disappear. Bye London. I've actually had an Airbus A319 there for about 2 months. Esric, congratulations, you just got a bigger office space and a tray table. I could lay down behind me here. No problem, look. Put a little bed down there. So I won't stay at 3,000 all day. Start climbing now, but obviously this will be based on ATC. But look, otherwise the SID actually keeps you at 3,000 feet until Enkiv. So as soon as actually we get to Sodvu, we'll give ourselves a continued climb. I think that pink dot's where we're going to accelerate to 250. Not 250, to econ climb speed maybe. No idea. Expert pilot FSX, I can't imagine flying that low is healthy for the noise pollution. It can't be too great for anyone living here, but anyone that lives on the approach would have to get used to that. Raycon, didn't see Big Ben go back to the start. Cosmic Shadow, how long is this flight? About an hour and 40. Should be on that approach in around an hour and 25 from now. Wheels Games, why don't you put a webcam and we see the joystick? I actually really did consider doing that, but I don't have a camera really to suit for that, but I might do in the future, because a lot of people ask for that. Madge, would you ever hold so low for so long in real life? Probably not 3,000 over a city like that. You'd be typically holding over 5,000 feet. No, I'm not on that sim today, guys. Freckles Aviation hand reveal. 500 likes for the stick cam. Cats and birds, I always wanted to travel to London. I haven't been to London for some time. But now, what we'll do, I imagine we've got to continue climb. My question is, how on earth do you tell the Airbus to do that? Because in the 7.3, all you need to do is select delete the restriction, but I bet that doesn't work. No. So I think what I have to do is... let's try this. Ah, very good. But how do I do all of them? Nope. Where's the next 3,000 feet hard? There it is. I bet if I delete this one, it should continue climbing. No, it won't because I need to set a higher altitude. Let's go straight up to our cruise level 370, and it's a push. Yes.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Dominic Orsini, for the $5. Good afternoon, Captain. Do you have any experience with the Honeycomb Alpha yoke? Thank you very much, Dominic. I don't. And one of the reasons I've actually stayed clear of the yoke is for actually 2 reasons. Number one, space. I have an IKEA corner desk and it will not clamp onto this at all. And we're planning on moving house soon.
40,
so as soon as we move house,
30,
hopefully,
20,
I'll look into perhaps
10.
getting a yoke. But one of the reasons I've stopped using it, I don't use a yoke, is because I don't want it to start differing from how I expect it to
Would
feel
you
at
mind
work.
sending your Logitech 3D Extreme Pro joystick? Mine seems to be destroying my landings.
Well, thank you very much. Oh my goodness, where do I even
40,
start, guys?
30, 20,
Oh my goodness, guys,
10.
thank you very much. Give me 2 seconds because the Airbus is moaning at me to set standard. Yeah, very good. I like how it blinks as well. There we are. Burak, firstly, I'm going to say a massive thanks to you. That is absolutely insane. £45. Jeez, Burak, thank you very much. Would you mind sending me your Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick? Mine seems to be destroying my landings. Thank you very much, Burak. I know you did get hold of one when you started getting into simming. Mine isn't blessed in any way. It's just the same as yours, but perhaps my tainted skills might have brushed off to it, but I'm pretty modest about it. It's very kind of you to donate that money again. Thanks, Burak. Yeah, so Dominic, just to finish then, yeah. Control column doesn't fit on my desk at the moment. The other reason, the main reason, is I have a very much, a muscle memory to how I expect it to feel. I don't want it to differentiate between the real aircraft and the control column. It's a genuine concern I have. I think it would be an issue, but I think perhaps if I move house and if someone tells me, yeah, you've got to really get this particular yoke, it is that good, I might look into it. But at the moment, I've always stuck to joysticks, and I will continue to do so, especially as with the brand new one. Thank you very much, Michael Rudolph, for the donation there. He says, I'd love to watch the rest of the stream, but unfortunately I have to get ready for my holiday. I'll check out the joystick though. Happy landings. Well, thank you very much, Michael, and have a great holiday. You're the first person I've heard going on any holiday of any sort in these crazy times, but thank you very much for the donation. Right, we can do the post-cruise, pre-cruise checks now. See what signs we've got off. Of course, it's Alpaca Airways. You know what we like you to do in Alpaca Airways. Light them up. Airport button active. I mean, we'd have that on an operator, so we'll select that on. That's it. The rest is the cruise phase and then cruise procedures. Stuart Lindell, maybe a giveaway idea, your old controller, possibly, but that would involve me dispatching it myself and perhaps putting my address on it on the return to address something, so I think it's far better to give someone the opportunity to have a brand new Thrustmaster Airbus joystick. They've launched a whole new range now, the TCA they're calling it, aren't they? Thrustmaster Civil Aviation Series, so they're going to probably release more bits in the future outside the AIRBUS series. It'd be quite cool to see. And Eco 5 is basically a T1600M. Yeah, so I didn't know much about the other joystick, but someone says it's based on that on the inside, but it's been customised to allow you to use both your hands. It's got so many more buttons than my old joystick as well, and what I really like, it has a reverse thrust detent, but it's got on the stick itself extra buttons, which we're going to describe later on, about 15 minutes into the cruise. I'll bring up some pictures, describe how I've got it set up and how I'm using it. It's working perfectly. The Holy Grail of controllers, Flight Data Sim's old Extreme 3D Pro. Ian, is it common to have type ratings for both Airbus if your operator's using both? No, you'd be typed on. You'd be on one type. I'm not 100% sure on that one. You're more likely to be on the same type. So I know guys who have both a 7.5 type rating and a 7.3 type rating. Windsor Castle. I'm not Lizzie Windsor. Gadget Badger, will there be a live stream of you flying to Stansted's midweek madness next week? What day is that? Headwind. What, 23 knots? That's annoying. If you put a 2 in front of the 2.3, 223 knots, that's annoying. I've had a 200 knot headwind before. And on the last sector. There's Dover, guys. Many a time I've been there and crossed this waterway, the channel, to Calais. Pretty much most of you in chat's done that as well, I should think. Captain Sponsor, what about the Tupolev T154? That's going to come out again. In fact, before I was planning on doing this stream, a few weeks ago, I was actually planning on doing the Tupolev stream on Friday, tomorrow, but I don't have time to familiarise myself with that aircraft in one day, and I'm taking a break because this stream took some preparation. David Moore, the old flight sim yoke should be put in the Alpaca Airways Museum. Amazing. At least you got a 319 likes to the A319. I didn't even know. We don't do that. I've just kind of stopped doing the like targets now. But of course, if you join the content, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. John P94, I do see they're converting the VC10 to Expert 11. Yeah, I did see that. That'd be pretty cool to fly. Aviator Boss currently doing touch and goes and watching the stream. I hope not for real. Can't condone this behaviour. Sounds like you're having fun on your sim though. Clive Reynolds, is this active Sky you're using? Yes, it is. Just plugging in live weather right now as we speak. Live time, live weather today.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Thank you very much, Danish for the £4.3. A pilot who built a channel based on him being a 737 captain, not only flying an Airbus, but complementing its silliness and flying the 737 with an Airbus stick. I have heard of kinks, but this is just sick and needs treatment. It is very peculiar, one might add, but hey, I've always used joysticks throughout my entire simming career, let's say. And this is a brilliant stick, you know. If I was going to have a joystick, surely it's got to be one based and licensed by Airbus. And as I said, I flew last stream in the ZIBO mod. In fact, if you look at my last live stream when we were in Casablanca, you see me inadvertently selecting reverse thrust about 5 times on the taxi out, and me trying to keep my mouth zipped up to explain why. Ben, you're on the 7873. I remember watching En route to Orlando in a crew bunk, so much fun. Also, and I also got to love airplane Wi-Fi. Yeah, of course, very beneficial. Flight Traps at Airbus Stick, is it on general release yet? And is it left-handed? Yes, if you look at the social media feeds of Thrustmaster and several other content creators release videos today, it's their new commercial aviation range. They've released just initially the joystick. The great news, you'll be pleased to hear, it is interchangeable, so it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed. This stick works in either hand. Obviously, as we were mentioning earlier, if you're an Airbus guy, when you become an FO, if you're left-handed, it's going to always be a little bit more challenging, but at least you have the flexibility with this stick to choose either hand. And it's a really nice stick. It feels great. And M71, you made it back. We're airborne then. Yeah, we're in one piece. So far, so good. No major Airbus malfunctions of any sort. Longcat, I don't know, big aircraft yokes just feel in real life from what I've experienced. Yes, Longcat, we mentioned this quite recently in a stream. The real control column in the 7.3 is heavy. It's heavy. You're not going to replicate that in a yoke or any sort of peripheral. It's connected to a chain under that stick, which has to move all the components, so it is heavy in pitch and in roll. When you're doing steep turns, for example, when you're having to pitch up to maintain your altitude, your arms get very tired after about 45 seconds or so. Kieran, does the new joystick have a throttle? It does. You can use this standalone, although they are releasing in a few months' time a Airbus thrust throttle pack. Finn, you need some serious muscle for the 7.3. You do, especially if you're in the sim. It replicates that really well. But we don't do those sort of manoeuvres, obviously steep turns. But you have to be prepared to muscle it. In fact, if any of the flight controls get jammed, such as the aileron or the elevator, it sometimes would require both pilots to unjam it, pushing on or pulling on their respective roll or pitch. And another thing as well, if you have manual reversion, if you lose all your hydraulics and you have to fly this manually, it's like trying to wrestle someone. It is extremely heavy. Again, I only have been fortunate enough to only have to have done the level D sim. Plain Old Ben, I hope you're doing very well, guys. I'm sure most of you heard of Plain Old Ben. He has a simming channel, as well, a general aviation, and doing some simming stuff at the moment as well, so I hope you're doing well. He says, I recently started using the honeycomb yoke on my sim. It's great for GA, but not sure how well it will scale up to airlines. I think that's the best way to put it, Plain Old Ben. Yeah, I think for general aviation, sort of like the control column for the Piper or the Cessna, perfect, but for the 7.3, it would be difficult to replicate the level of input required. I don't know how the Dash 8 felt, if that was particularly heavy, but that's a good question for you to answer. Captain, was it Airbus deck to sim? Exactly. Now getting up to 37,000 feet. Carter, did you hear about the Q400 that ran into the Embraer? I did, I've seen the pictures. Brett, if you were to jump into a 737-300, would you need to undergo familiarity training? Yeah, there'd probably be some sort of PowerPoint presentation to complete, but my type rating does cover me on that aircraft, from 300 to max. Jasper, Thrustmaster has a press release detailing all the stuff. I can't link it though. Yeah, I have links turned off in chat. But yeah, if you type in Thrustmaster, Airbus joystick, or that new TCA joystick, you get all the information you need. Gadget Badger, you updated to beta 11. I've stopped using the beta for now because I had some stability issues with my PC. Finley, Marion, it's a joke saying the Airbus uses less muscle to fly. Jay Netris, have you used the Microsoft Flight Sim? If so, any thoughts that don't violate the NDA? I can't discuss anything that, and I have used it, Jay Netris. Sorry, I can't be more specific than that. Nicola, are the buttons on the new joystick click or soft? Soft. They're nice. They're really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is, a few minutes after Top and Climb, I'm going to show you some pictures, and I'm going to show you how I've got the joystick configured as well. I configured it to how I like it, and I think a video that's been requested quite a lot, and I might do soon, is show you my setup, because obviously I've got my setup based on me streaming, but I'm sure you'd like to see how I've got it set up, you know, to enjoy a sim experience at home, you know, what peripherals I have, what buttons I have set up. I think that would be pretty cool to do. Thomas Huddy tuning in after a day of ATPL study, trying to keep positive in the current climate. Yeah, Thomas, that's cool. Thank you very much for tuning in, buddy. And I got a message in from I get messages from loads of guys on their studies at the moment and stuff. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat or anything like that or beat by the bush. It's pretty shocking, but you know, things will improve. This is the aviation industry. It has ups and downs. You know, I could potentially lose my job still, and I've been here 9 years. I've had friends who've had twice the amount of experience and time in an airline, and they've lost their jobs. So it isn't positive, but be positive. Keep working hard. Opportunities will arise in the next few years. I mean, I remember when I joined my airline. I've got funky music. Let me just change this. It does not suit my stream. It's definitely the only funky one that slipped into my chill playlist. Yeah, the industry is obviously up and down at the moment, as I've said, but things will improve in time. It'll take time as well. And as I was saying, when I joined the airline I work for, on my type rating course was someone that had been waiting for a job for 9 years. 9 years. Life got in the way for him. He had personal things going on, and he had to forget it, but he kept his everything current. And then he did some flying, general aviation, and then stopped that. And then after 9 years, he joined on the right. He's a captain now as well. Longcut plays a blisteringly loud Euro beat to get everyone hyped. We just do the chill lounge music here. We've got Boeing deck to sim here, oh my goodness. He says funky music. Amazing. Turn this right down so I'll do an external view. It's very loud otherwise. Walking Dog, what do you play on Xbox? Call of Duty Warzone at the moment, Gears of War 4, because Gears of War 5 is rubbish. Started playing Red Dead Redemption as well, Rocket League. Yes, I am an airline captain, believe it or not, but I also do love Xbox. Macho, is the joystick better than the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro? I'm not going to discharge a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro because that is a good joystick, and I miss using it, but since started using this one last week, yeah, this is, for me, a big game changer. It's got so many more buttons, it feels so much more positive. So I'm going to discuss everything very shortly. Say again? Oh, okay. Rumino 777, is your computer running X-Plane good despite the stream? Yeah, its performance is really good at the moment. I made some changes, settings, probably getting about 40 FPS at the moment. Does the joystick have force feedback? It doesn't. It doesn't really need it. Alex George, I've lost an engine on my sim flight. Gotta go do those emergency procedures. Good luck.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Thank you very much, Ice5, for the $5 donation. He says, love the intro. Llama Airways sounds like an interesting place to work. Never a dull day there. Thank you very much, Ice5, again for your continued support as a member, and for all the liveries you made for me in the past as well. Yeah, as I said, I can take no credit for that. I just threw it in there, and it was absolutely amazing. Wizzy Linzer, Lizzie Windsor. Wizzy Linzer, I'm losing the plot already. Thank you very much again. The Void Captain, why are we always using joysticks, never a yoke? Isn't this a 737 orientated channel? Yeah, that was brought up just recently. One of the reasons I don't use the yoke is one space. Two is the fact that the input. The reason is as well. I've tried at the Flight Sim Cosford show. I don't know what control column it was. I don't know if it was a honey stick one, and it was good, but it was so light. The 7.3 control column is heavy, and I first did it because I was thinking about perhaps getting one in the future. But it was so different to how the 7.3 feels, and so light. For me personally, I didn't like it. I'm used to it being a bulky thing in my hand to turn left and right and pitch up and down with it, and it just didn't feel right for me. So I went to the other one. And you could argue the fact, if you're flying around in a Cessna and a Piper like a lot of guys do, it feels different, but it wouldn't feel right trying to fly the mod with this control column. So that's why I stick with joysticks. Exactly, Kieran. Yeah, not a 737 muscle memory. I don't think it would, but it could do. Something I just don't want it to do. Why does the autopilot seem to be stuck in the climb mode? Yeah, I suppose they should switch over to cruise. Any Airbus aficionados here? Sounds like Royal Britannia.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much to Martin Marcancini for your €5 donation, sir. He says, can't stay today, but have a nice one. May the Airbus be with you. Thank you very much for your Star Wars reference there. Thank you for the continued support. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir. Thanks for popping in as well. Fly Trapster, how many people on board today? BOB, 50. We're just having 50 today.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Thank you very much, Yaku002, again for the £3 donation. Now that explains why Llama Airways have that awful customer care with that massive employee turnover caused by tragic accidents. One couldn't hope for any better. Alpaca Airlines rules. Thank you very much, Yaku002. Yeah, guys, go see the start of the video. It's just something beyond anything I'd ever expect for anyone to make for me. Richard Aviation, I'm a Boeing fan and watching this hurts me. Me too, buddy. How do you think it feels for me? Krish, will you put some butter on the livery? We'll try and butter it today, but I'm not painting any butter on the side. I'll do my absolute hardest today to butter for you. We've had a good streak. In fact, last stream, that was my first ever time landing with the Airbus joystick, and we buttered. Plain old Ben, congrats on the 45k. When you hit 50, we shall have to rendezvous in a secret airfield and I'll take you out for a day of GA flying. No selfies, of course. Thank you very much, Plain old Ben. We don't have to wait till 50. If things get better, we'll get something sorted. David Triple, approximately when we'll be landing. If you look here at the top of the screen, you should see the estimated en route time. Now, it will be varying from that because that is as the crow flies and based on our current ground speed. I should think it'll be just a tad over an hour from now. Nikhil Sharma, why don't you use the A380? I think it gets enough hate, don't you think? I just don't think there is a decent A380 available for X-Plane. There is one, I think, but not to the level of standard that I'd be looking for.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Kieran Harvey, for the pagination. She says, should start a real alpaca airline. I'm sure if your operator wouldn't notice the odd 737 go missing over long periods, and the Concorde at Heathrow can take that. Thank you very much. Start an Alpaca Airways, based in London Heathrow. Probably slots are quite cheap there at the moment. Thanks again, Kieran. Ian Keane, good day, Captain. I always want to become a commercial pilot. Does it help to use Flight Sim as a learning tool? Learning to fly the 7.3 example for my future commercial training. Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words, Ian Keane. I'm sorry, just looking at something else there.
40, 30.
Oh, hold on, 20, we've got an auto voice one.
10.
I'll get back to you, Ian Keane. Mariner, remind me in case I forget.
Congrats on 45k, keep it up, Captain.
Thank you very much, Bill Jitters Fullerton. That's very kind of you, and thank you again for the continued support as well. And yeah, we're slowly on our way to 50k. I can't believe it. Thanks, Bill. So, as I was saying, yeah, I mean, I've been using flight sims since the age of 9-10 years old, and I used to fly everything back then. When I started doing my PPL, I made not so much reference to it, but certainly my CPL and IR, when I started doing my instrument rating, I actually used two programs. I used FSX and something called RANT XL, R-A-N-T space XL, which is a really good instrument trainer, teaching how to navigate using VORs, ADFs. And then I kind of took a break. When I did my type rating, I did use the PMDG, and it was pretty good to refresh, but then I kind of stopped simming for about 4 or 5 years. It wasn't until I became an instructor at YLI I kind of returned to simming. So I was using the NGX to practice non-normal procedures. And then I thought, hold on, why don't I return to simming and make some content for guys? And if you look at some of my early videos where I hadn't got a clue about video editing, that's how it all started, really. Just the channel's just over 3 years old now, and made lots of little videos. And then I got into streaming, and then streaming went full time. So yeah, that was it really. But going back to your original question, yeah, you can use simming throughout your flight training career, but don't rely on it too much. There are, of course, some limitations in a desktop simulator, but you know, you just got to use it as a training aid as opposed to a replacement. Right, so this whole stream does kind of revolve around 45,000 subscribers, but it also revolves around this new joystick I'm using. So what I'm going to do is show you some pictures of the stick. I'm very sorry we don't have a camera. I did consider getting one set up this morning. I didn't have time to get it all set up prior to the stream. I just wanted to make sure everything was working perfectly beforehand, but I will consider perhaps using one in the future. So where are we going? Charts. I need to close this chart. Here she is. So this joystick is right in front of me as we speak. Okay, so I mean, it's based and licensed by Airbus. They've recognised it, and it's I don't know. I'm not an Airbus guy, but the stick is really, really nice. It's made of plastic, but the quality is really good. It feels great, and ergonomically, it sits really well in your hand. So, I'll start about how it kind of looks as well. You see these little switches here? They are interchangeable, so you can move the autopilot disconnect switch to here, and this black switch, which I have configured to my parking brake, you can move to this switch. So I have the configuration as it would be for a captain or a left-handed person, matching this picture here. But yeah, you can just see ergonomically it's really, really nice. I think it retails at $70. I think you can actually pre-order it now. And the winner of the prize today, I'm going to pre-order it for you and get it sent out to you as well. But yeah, it's just like any other peripheral. Just plug it in, play, USB, works straight away. Do you want to see the X-Plane settings? I know offline. I don't mind pausing the sim briefly to show you how I have it set up as well if you're interested. So yeah, that's it. Let's have a look at another picture here. So you've got 6 buttons either side. I've only programmed a third of them at this stage. £64 cheap. I think it is. I think it's reasonably priced for, and it is a good quality stick. It's not cheap. It is cheap, you know. It's not a rip-off. I think you're getting a lot on a joystick for that money. So you've got 6 buttons. I've assigned a third of them. These 2 switches I have for my flaps, so flaps up incrementally, flaps down incrementally. I haven't assigned these 4 yet. I've got autopilot disc. Well, I had autopilot disconnect. I've moved it now. I'm trying to think now because I'm still getting used to it. Yeah, I need to assign most of these switches. I need to have Toga assigned here as well. But yeah, this is the thrust. And actually, when I first got this, I was thinking, now I don't know if this will be as good as the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, but it is. It works really nicely because you've got the idle position here, you've got full power here, and you can program or change your curve in X-Plane 11 to ensure that that's 0, that's 100, and you've got the thrust reverser detent. That's really nice. So this actually is recognised by X-Plane as a button. So when you push it past idle, you can assign that to a command which I have, which is max reverse thrust. So as soon as I pull it there, all I've got to do is bring that switch beyond the detent position, and you get reverse thrust there. So yeah, that's it. But what I really like is how solid this is. So this central position, there's no play. It's rock solid. So you know, sometimes there's a little bit of noise from other joysticks. You know, you can just have the tiller move slightly, but this is rock solid, so you're not going to get any issues with the nose wheel turning like I had with the old joystick, which I did, which is pretty good. Here's from the side. So behind it, you've got 2 buttons, which is brilliant. I have this as regular brakes, which I had on my old joystick, but there's also a little button here which I don't think is on the actual Airbus stick, but I don't care. I have this assigned as my push to talk button on VATSIM. Absolutely brilliant. There's a little button here. Hopefully I'll get another view for it behind. But I use this button here for push to talk, so you can. I had the trigger initially, but then I thought I didn't even realise there was a second button above it. I had a real play with it. I'll show you what the buttons I have assigned in very shortly. There you go. So this is probably the best one to explain what buttons I have assigned on the stick here. So like with the Airbus, the red button here is the autopilot disconnect button. I had that set initially on my stream the other day to push to talk for VATSIM, but I changed that now so it doesn't switch on the button, so I use that now for autopilot disconnect. This one I'm thinking of changing. I have it set to parking brake here, but a video I'd recommend going to watch today is Q8 Pilot's review of this joystick. Really in detail, and we all know how good of a content creator Q8 Pilot is. I mean, I've been watching him since I started streaming, so go check out his review. And he actually has this assigned to auto throttle disconnect. I thought that was a pretty neat idea. So you've got everything you need to disconnect the automation of whatever aircraft you're flying. So that's it, really. Did you want to see the configuration I've got? Saying that is that a CB ahead? I'm going to just make sure that. Actually, I've probably still got the weather tilt. Yeah, I don't have the weather tilt at +5 at the cruise level. You're pointing slightly down. Don't think it's going to paint any weather for us. It looks okay. I mean, in real life, if I was flying towards that, I'd be definitely having a look at the weather radar. Aaron Hastings, auto throttle disconnect on an Airbus, please, no need. Yeah, I'm a Boeing boy. I need an auto throttle disconnect button, so it works really well for the 7.3, I think. Will Bewley, press the red button for 46k. I'll push it down if you want. Look. Please go back in. There you go. How many? Oh, very good. What was the cost, Aviator Boss? It retails at, I think it's €70, $70. Or I think it's £65 in the UK. I didn't actually get any pricing information there. But yeah, I think that's very reasonably priced for what is a great stick. So yeah, I mean, if you really want to go have a look at it in detailed review, go check out Q8 Pilot. Chewy94 did one as well. Quite like this guy as well. I met him in Seattle in September. Captain Freeman 93, what rudder pedals do you suggest? Now, I have Cytec rudder pedals and they work completely fine for a desktop sim. I'd recommend using those. Flame Godzilla, when is the Concrete stream going to be? 50k we're planning it now. I might do it at 47.5. I haven't decided yet. until top of descent. So, Innsbruck should be there at 1725, not taking account into the circle to land, so I reckon it'll be around 30 we touch down. I'm going to make some changes to the arrival as well, so I'm going to do reality here. So touching down, I'd say around 30. So just under an hour from now, look for me, wheels down on runway 08. Trade's rate we're growing, 50k will be in no time, I know. I'm very grateful to everyone that subscribes. So guys, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. They want a like target. How many likes have we got at the moment? That's a lot of likes. I'm sure someone could think of a like target. 737, but we're not in the 737. 752, what's that for? Ariana said 752.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Sorry, I just saw that deck
10.
lead. Do you think that Marshall is still stood in Casablanca? Perhaps. Thank you very much, Danish again for the $10. He says, I think I've solved my will never see flight data sim, as I saw a video about a certain Dutch king who has a secret on the job flying a 737, and he has to be nice to Airbus as it's headquartered in Holland. Okay, Danish with your random knowledge again. I do know there was that member of the royal family who did fly in his part-time job, wasn't there? I forgot if he was Dutch or not, but that was great. Neil, joystick good choice for a beginner? Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to fly a commercial aircraft, I think it's great. And the great thing is it's got so many buttons you can program, which I haven't even begun to start thinking about what to do with them. I haven't started assigning things like toga, flaps, speed brake, which I had all assigned on the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. There's other things I can do. For example, when we fly in the stream on a turboprop or a piston engine aircraft, I can assign mixture and pitch, which I'll do. I'll probably end up putting little stickers on the joystick to remind myself. But it's got twice the amount of buttons I had compared to my old joystick. Are you aware of any Dutch heritage? Negative. John O'Stroud, Cappy, is the stick on your left? It's not, it's in front of me. No, in fact, there's actually something, you know, not a negative, I don't want to say, but obviously, if you're moving this stick onto your left or right, based on the position where it is in the real aircraft, obviously here, if I have it to my left-hand side, it just means access to the buttons isn't as great as it would be. Imagine if you're captain here and you had buttons here, the other side of the joystick, it wouldn't be as easy to use. So I actually, right now, the joystick's right in front of me. Now when I get the, when I try out the thrust levers, I'm going to try and move the joystick to left. I know it comes with some clamps as well. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, did you see Thrustmaster's promo for this? The picture, it was epic when they had all the monitors, the clamps in place for all the peripherals. I mean, what a setup. I mean, I want to sound like that, don't get me wrong. So I think it could work. Aaron Hastings, does it slip? Good question. No, it doesn't at all. It has the clamp which you can use, but obviously I'm not using the clamp. But on the bottom, there's, how many counting it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little they're made out of sponge box, but it's
40,
absolutely rock solid.
30,
It doesn't move at all
20,
on my wooden desk.
10.
It's honestly, it's perfect for that. I know that's an issue with some others. Thanks a lot, David Moore, for the £5.
Congrats on the 45k. The trees in the Innsbruck Valley are awaiting their shaving.
David Moore, 10 out of 10. Thank you very much for the donation. They're very, very kind. Oh, don't remind me of that. When we took the ZIBO MOD 737 here for the first time, well, probably about 6 months ago, longer now, we did get a little bit close to the valley, and I'm still pulling the branches out of the leading edge flap. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate the donation. Trisk73, hi there, you used to comment on many of my early videos. I remember answering many of your questions. What clouds are those? Active Sky specific? Yes, these are the Active Sky basic cloud textures, which I think gives me a decent enough performance here. I think they look pretty good. Will Bewley, when's top of drop? Performance, isn't it? What page do we find that information in the bus? 17:06 Zulu. So 28 minutes from now. Airstrick on the beat, airbusing, exactly. That is what we are doing today. Loiatis is 080 at 9 knots, perfect. So wind's definitely changed, so I should think if coming in from the east, I don't have our nav arrivals here, but it definitely means that we can do the circle with a headwind component. Perfect swing, it's literally swung around 180 degrees in the last hour. Interesting weather forecast though. Between now and 8 Zulu, variable 25 knots with thunderstorms. That's a tempo as well, so it could be quite inclement there. Right now it's okay, 10k, few clouds, but the weather around here can change very quickly. We took an extra 30 minutes, and it's a normal stream, guys. I'll play by the rules, so if we're destabilised at the landing gate, 500 AGL, we will fly the missed approach. There is a bulk landing procedure here as well. I don't have much detailed information, but we'll try to get onto the standard missed approach for 2-6. Flame of Godzilla, is there any quiz? The quiz is on Sunday streams. Every Sunday we do a quiz, a giveaway, and bus or go around on the approach here. We are doing a giveaway today after landing though, because it is a 45k special stream. Just to say thanks to all you guys for subscribing. I wanted to purchase some on the joystick. Nick Hill, during your streams when you talk with ATC, like who are those people? Exactly, because if you have a live chat with them, actually, I'm new to your stream. So, Nick Hill, who you're hearing is actual people, where I use many of the, one of the ATC networks available called VATSIM, and what VATSIM is, it's like an air traffic control, gives a person the ability to give a virtual air traffic control service on a flight simulator like X-Plane or Prepares. So you're actually hearing real people. Benyano, could we get some DLC on Sunday's giveaways there? Usually I do some merchandise, but sometimes I've been thinking about varying it slightly. Perhaps give away the scenery we're flying into, but we're going to Faro on Sunday, and I don't think there's any scenery available for X-Plane.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you again, each stage for $10. It says, Hypothesis 2, Planet's sim is such an attractive specimen. Any camera will explain being overwhelmed, so it caused Mariana to get lured with attraction and trapped in the shed.
Finally found us. He is beautiful.
Unbelievable, Danish. Again, what is going on? Thanks. Thank you. Thank God today you should try shared cockpit with Mariana. You're having a laugh. She took off the other day on the stream, on our Sunday Fun Day stream. So we're routing now
50,
Germany.
40, 30,
We're going to be heading off
20,
towards Frankfurt
10.
shortly, making a bit more of a turn further southbound. There's Munich, that's our alternate today.
Hey,
Innsbruck.
enjoying the bus today? I'm enjoying the show with blowers all over me in this summer weather in Norway.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, all coming in here. Well, firstly, thank you to Flight Sim Mega for the £10 donation. Very kind. He says, hey, enjoying the bus today. I'm enjoying the show with blowers all over me
50,
in this summer
40,
weather in Norway.
30,
Thank you very much, Flight
20,
Sim Mega. Yes, very hot in Norway, I guess, but right now in the UK, the weather is pants. It's absolutely pouring with rain. Well, actually, it's stopped now, but it's been like that all the time. But thank you very much for your donation. I hope you're having a great time in Norway. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Thank you very much, Anthony Till. I'm not going to read this, am I? Am I going to read this? Thanks for the $5. He says, Captain, why did the chicken take the bus? Because he reached 45,000 subscribers, of course. Thank you very much, Anthony Till, for the continued support as well. Guys, for you that don't know, my first ever job was selling chickens at a supermarket in the UK. Trying to save up as much money as I could before I jumped into flight training. Thanks a lot, Anthony. You care what VATSIM is free? Yeah, it's completely free. If you have a look into VATSIM, it'll tell you all about it. If you're new to simming, get some experience
50,
flying some aircraft, then
40,
jump onto the network.
30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, James Bryan, for the £5 donation. Very kind of you, sir. Congratulations on your 45k subs. I can never tire watching your videos. I'm an enthusiastic and hoping to get my own sim. Thanks to you. All the best. Well, thank you very much, James. That's very, very kind of you. And trust me, I share my enthusiasm for the channel with you guys and for flying. You know, it's my bread and butter, really. And I love to share this with you guys too. And thank you for the support. I'm very happy to get you into simming. Cheers, buddy. Craig in Steppen's Tesco. There's actually Morrison's, but there are several other supermarkets available. Gav Roberts, I love Innsbruck. Do a lot of soaring there. Yeah, a lot of mountain wave here. I can imagine you get pretty high. I know you get some pretty crazy heights. I had the opportunity years and years ago to go gliding in a Boeing in Scotland. I know you can get up to 30-odd thousand feet in the gliders there. Chris, looks like a bumpy ride. Yeah, a little bit of light chop here. Lewis Todd, how long are you into the flight? We are airborne now for 52 minutes. What does it say? GPS primary on the FOZD? I hope that's not a problem. So another 15 minutes or so, we'll start setting up for the approach, and we'll brief it in full. Make sure you're happy so you can perhaps practice flying the Airbus into Innsbruck again. I wouldn't recommend too many pointers here. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, but I have been to Innsbruck in the mod, and I did my absolute best to kind of replicate what I'd do if I ended up going to Innsbruck too. Alpha Bravo, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say, but the prices have been leaked from days before. Yeah, I think magazine accidentally was released showing the peripherals before the NDA. Clive Reynolds, let's see the wing flex. What is it with people in sim and wing flex? They look pretty solid here. The wing flex in the mod, I do admit, is pretty nice. But it's not really turbulent enough to really get them bouncing. Oliver, you can clear out the FO scratch pad. Yeah, I don't think I just ever did from the setup. Oh yeah, oops. So it gives you the message on the ND as well. Interesting. Louds on this. The sound is so loud for this. I mean, I already got the volume set to 5%. I mean, it's off now. Imagine that at 100.
$50, $40, $30.
Thanks again,
20,
relay station for the $5.
10.
Does it use USB A or Type C? Also, is there a place to connect the frontals directly to a pass-through? Thank you very much, relay station. What USB does it use? I don't know, the one that you plug into a computer? You know, I don't know these sort of questions. A or C? Not a computer guy. And plug straight into my PC. It worked. And there's what it has on the bottom. There's a couple of little screws, which I guess are for the clamp, which they're going to release. There's a little switch so you can choose either left or right-handed. That's plenty really, but I'm not too sure on that question. So overhead Bombi, there's Frankfurt right below us. We're only there a few hours ago. There we are. There's the street. A few hours ago, a few days ago. On the members-only group flight, and then we departed Frankfurt as well. Your face looking really nice. Hawaii 345 is just the extra sound pack. Yeah, it's the VSS sound pack. It costs about $10, $15. The sound is good. Unfortunately, you can't control the sound though because it disables the X-plane sounds to use that little menu in the plugin section. Dave Boy get a good sausage from there. Good Frankfurter. Well, Airport, Frankfurt Main. Adam, what is the IDG integrated drive generator? Basically what I did last stream was I accidentally moved this guard because I had the X checklist here and I was trying to push a button, and I pushed that button, and what that does, like in a 7.3, it disconnects the generator, because the engine powers an electric generator which provides the electrical power to the aircraft, and I accidentally disconnected it, and like with the real 7.3, if you end up doing that, you need an engineer to fix it. You need to reconnect the IDG, so you don't want to push it in flight unless you're instructed by a checklist. Ifran Ahmed, was that Orpho outside? Yes, would you like to have another look? Just jump back into X-Plane. It sure is. Zoom level 17. Performance right now, around 30 FPS. It's quite good. Innsbruck on the approach downwind, I do get a little stutter. But it's okay. It's very brief. Eyebrow Guy, have you seen the new Microsoft Flight Sim 2020? I have. Ooh. What? Just yet. In Bing Maps, Captain Freeman 93. Different, yeah, Zoom level 17, I'm using about 5 terabytes on an external hard drive. I've got over 1,000 tiles now. Europe around 800, and have a few other bits as well. What I wish I'd done, in fact someone helped me get all these tiles anyway, but what I wish I had done is use Zoom level 16, because I think the texture quality is just as good, but it seems to, where I fly around in areas with Zoom level 16 compared to 17, I get much better performance. CPU doesn't seem to have to work as hard. So, how far till top of descent? I know there's one of these pages here which will tell me top of descent. 92 miles till top of descent. Guys, it's the perfect time to start setting up for this approach. There isn't too much setting up to do, because it's an Airbus. Let's run through that checklist first. Follow the Omega flow. Different acronym at our operator, but let's follow the Omega. Runway according to flight plan, yes, we're going to change that. Star, set, nav, ADF frequency. Someone said don't touch any of that, so I'm not going to. Bearing distance, told not to do that last stream. Airbus. Q&H then, so FMS performance. Next phase, don't want to activate approach phase yet. Approach phase. So, let's grab the latest weather from Innsbruck. So, latest METAR. Wind 0608 knots. A few clouds at 6,000, broken at 7,000. 21 degrees, QNH is 102.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you. Oh.
One in chat for Mariana for CEO of Alpaca Airways. I'm obviously not going to ask for an autoland today, but thanks for last stream.
Thank you very much, Autolander 96240 for the £5 donation. He says +1 in chat for Mariana for CEO of Alpaca Airways. And I'm obviously not going to ask for an Autoland today, but thanks for the last stream. You're most welcome, Autolander. Guys, Autoland has been coming in for the last half dozen streams, asking every day, can we do an Autoland? I don't know what the obsession is, or what causes it. But he did ask, and I said, you know what, Autolander 96240, we'll poll it, we'll see what the community says. You're watching the stream, and they all voted and said, yes, let's do the Autoland. And guys, you know, I've helped provide feedback to ZIBO Mod. Please go and check out last stream and have a look at the Autoland in Casablanca by the ZIBO Mod. It was absolutely perfect in every way. It was exactly what I'd expect the real aircraft to do, and for ZIBO to program that for you guys to use in a simulator which is free, it just boggles belief. So yeah, take a look at that. Lots of +1s in chat for Mariana as well. Autolander, you're very popular in the household right now. Even Jack's wagging his tail. Thank you very much, buddy. Right, enter destination data. What do you think I'm doing? And in orange. Right, temperature. Is that ISO deviation or the actual temperature? The actual, which is 21. Wind 0608. MDA. That is 3,700 feet. Which will get the charts out for you now. Guys, to get your minds thinking about the giveaway as well, we'll be asking the question after we shut the engines down. I'll give you a clue. The question is to do with Airbus. The question is to do with Airbus. So get all your Airbus Wikipedia pages out and take a look. It's going to be a very simple question. Everyone is eligible to enter. All you have to do is write the correct answer in chat. This will be after landing into Innsbruck. What arrival are we doing today? So, we're going to be flying the RNAV LOC DME, not RNAV, the LOC DME East approach. And breaking off the circle land is the same approach we've learned this evening. And this is the approach everyone wants to fly when they come here, because it's the most challenging, the most spectacular approach you can do. So, minimums, we're going to use category C. Is this one here? Oh no, it's one category C, I think. But we're going to use the missed approach climb gradient of 4%. That's for the straight-in approach, because I think it is such somewhere one of these charts. Use 3,700 because that is the visual height we fly outbound here. So again, I have no in-depth information about Innsbruck because I've never flown there and I don't have access to those briefings, but I have seen some from another airline. So I'm loosely briefing and basing it off that. And we're going to do a config 3. Thank you so much to the professor, one of my members, for helping me, or telling me that I need to select this button here to make sure it doesn't moan flaps at me if we're using a landing flap 3. And also, I would never recommend this if you're a current line operator. Do not turn off the terrain display, the terrain EGPWS, but it screams at me for the entire approach if I don't do that. So it's a little bit sensitive, I think, to have this number of so turn it off as well. Rachel, thank you, Rose, says, loving the stream today, guys. Congrats on the 45k subs. That's very kind of you. The Professor, I think you have the log. Yes, so the one I selected was through trial and error, and it is, I think it matches all of the points on the chart, because I wasn't sure either, Professor, but that was the only one which matched the LOC DME East with the points, and I'll remember, unlike the approach that we did on the stream earlier to engage the localizer, so it is at least following that, but all the descent points match the DME East points, so I'm happy enough that that's the correct approach that I want for this chart. And thanks for offering the ATC today as well. I just decided to perhaps not risk it. Nothing against VATSIM as well, but being a popular approach in stream, it would have been easier just to chill out, do it offline, but of course we'll return to VATSIM very soon. David Moyes, Innsbruck Captain's Landing only, I'm pretty sure it is. Right, so let's just work through that checklist again and then we'll brief it. Transition altitudes. Yes, that's defaulted to 50. I don't know what the transition level is here. All the charts I've seen is by ATC. The approach restriction is 9,500 feet based on the altimeter settings. So I'm going to put 12. Now I do want to make some changes to this. Ideally, I want to be getting to Rattenberg at 220 knots. I don't want to be going any faster than that. At the moment we're planning 255, so what I'm going to do, I think, to get the speed in, we do this, put the speed that we want. So in this case 220. Perfect. What does that D mean? Perfect. So 220 by Rattenberg, that's great. That means we're ready in a position to select flaps for this approach. You want to have flaps out prior to descending on the final approach path, otherwise the speed will run away, just like in the 7.3. So from ToLiss to Rattenberg, told Rattenberg 220, and it's going to do a continuous descent. It should be at 9,500 as a hard altitude, but it is going to maintain the descent. So D is for decelerate, it's a decel point. Thanks guys. I didn't realise it was a D, I thought it was a circle in a circle. I thought it was like a target or something. This is where you'll expect the enemies. Oh dear. Anthony, why did Flight Sim say when his plane hit a bunch of chickens? What the flock? Unbelievable. 10 out of 10. I'll give you that one. So Adwig, 187 knots. So it looks like it's planning to slow down. We'll give it the flaps or speed brake as required. 220 to 187 in 3 miles. That's quite ambitious.
50, 40, 30, 20.
At or above, okay.
10.
I might put that as a hard altitude because I don't want to be any higher than that. There we go.
50, 40.
Thank you very much, Will Beauty,
30,
for the £2.1 donation.
20,
He says, did you hear about the
10.
2 guys who stole a calendar? They got 6 months each. Clap if Boeing better than Airbus. My goodness. Thanks,
I don't
David
want
Moore.
to disturb you on approach, so just want to thank you now for another great stream.
Thanks, David Moore. I love it when it does that. Thank you very much for another great stream. Cheers, David. That's very, very kind of you. And thanks again, Will, for the £2.1. Stole again. They got 600. Oh dear, they got it. Okay, that did fly over my head initially, Will, but very good. Thanks as Will and David there. So 9,500. That's an FF26. That's the descent point, which is at 19 DME. So I put that as a hard altitude. Adwig, 21 DME. 2 miles. That makes sense. 21, 19 miles. So 19 miles is the descent point. You can see here. Look. So FF26. FF26. Perfect. We're going to go down with the step constraint. So LOC 17. That's here. 8,700 checks in the FMC, 7,500 at 14, that checks. 9 LOC 5,500 checks. 63 LOC, it's going to be 4,470, and then we're going to just
50,
level off at 3,700 feet.
20, 10.
Thank you very much, Steve Mayer. Thanks for all the continuous streams and support and help to us all. That's very kind, Steve. And always, as I said, drop me a line in Discord if you have any questions. I hope I got that clear. Was it you, Steve, with the line select key on left for the extended sense? I get so confused with everyone here, but thank you very much. You're most welcome. So yeah, so what we're going to do is descend on this path. It's all programmed into the FMC quite nicely. And essentially, we're going to level off at 3,700 feet. Now we're approaching top of descent here, so am I right in thinking I can just lower it to 120 and I push it? It's a push, there you go Airbus, down we go, descent, top of descent chat. Sorry I was a little bit late, quick there with the descent, but I just wanted to brief what we're going to do for this approach. It's a little bit late briefing. So I don't need to tune any of the nav aids, we've set the minimums. What we're going to do is carry on descending until we get to 4.2 Oscar Echo Victor, which is the localizer at the DME. And we'll have the distance here, because when we activate approach phase, on the Airbus, it will give us all the frequencies. Look at this, I'm like an Airbus guy. I'm just telling you because I've practiced it, that's why. And we're going to get to 4.2. We're going to go heading select at 3,700 feet left onto a heading of 230 until we get to outbound from this NDB. And I've realised you can select NDB here, so it displays on the navigation display, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to go outbound 3,700. There is a church here, but unfortunately because my graphic settings is not to the highest setting, we don't see it. If I do set it, my FPS is pretty low. So we're going to base it off the DME here, of either Oscar Echo Victor or Oscar Echo Juliet for that turn on to final. We're going to aim to be at 3,700. When we're turning base, we're around 3,300 feet here and 2,900 feet on final. That is based off guidance from a real airline, which flies this approach.
50, 40,
And we'll disconnect all the
30,
automation here. Well,
20,
if you can do that in Airbus, I
10.
don't think you can. Thank you very much, Kato, again for another donation.
Remember, takeoff is optional, but butter is mandatory.
Thank you very much, Kato, again for the continued support. Takeoff is optional, but butter is mandatory. Hey, it's not Sunday. If I smash it down, we're calling it a day, but I will go for that butter, I promise you guys. Thank you very much, Kato, that's very kind. So, 3733 here, 29. We'll disconnect the autopilot here. And I've heard so many different stories about the Airbus. Some guys say leave the autothrottle in, some guys say disconnect it. I'm going to leave it in because the majority seem to say let the autothrottle manage it. And then when you get to retard, you just close the thrust reverse. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully we'll be at 2,900 feet at this point, and we'll see the pappies we can land. Now, if I have to go around, if we're not visual at 4.2, we'll have to do the missed approach from here. So we're going to climb straight ahead, make a left 180-degree turn, get out of the valley. And if we have to do a bulk landing, say if I unstable at 500 feet, I'm going to climb
50,
straight ahead outbound
40,
towards
30,
the missed
20,
approach point and go from here
10.
40 dB left turn. There we are. Hope that's all understood. Performance. I'll just finish this briefing very quickly. Thank you very much, Danish. I'll get straight back to you. So landing distance here, it is a reasonably short runway, but we have a little bit of a headwind. We're incredibly light today, so we'll just use the standard medium braking, aim to vacate to Bravo, and then taxi up the stand. That's it, pretty simple, guys. I hope that's all understood. Thank you very much again, Danish, for the $5 flight date to sim, the silly Boeing pilot who always clicks something while using the checklist. Hint, look below center displays. Thank you very much, Danish, for your criticism and highlighting that point. Thankfully, there's no virtual joystick or virtual checklist in the real aircraft, so there's no chance of inadvertently selecting any switches there, but it's something I will bear in mind in the future when I'm using the X checklist. Thank you. So when we got on the approach, we'll lower the music again, unless you want me to have the music all the way to landing. I think turning it off for the kind of takeoff and landing is a little bit better. You switch one of the switches. What switch have I turned? Oh, just testing you guys. Music off for landing. Ed Reed went with a quiz B. Sunday, that's Sunday streams. Music off, please. Yep, on the approach then, guys. We'll turn the music off. Joe Drage, you're the boss. Keep the music until Rattenberg. I'll try my absolute hardest to remember that exact point. So, I do know from last stream as well, if I go to the performance page, it shows you how... No, what page was it? Progress. There we are. That's your deviation from the path. So we're bang on the path here. We have a little dot here to represent that. We're just a bit below our target speed, I think. But, we'll leave it doing its thing. We'll continue airbusing. And there, lo and behold, are the Alps. Just flying overhead Munich. We're flying past all the German airports we've been to recently. That's where we finished our stream on Sunday. We were doing the Munich Challenge in the IXEG, taking off, landing on the other runway, if you remember. That's our alternate, guys. So if it goes to pot in Innsbruck, that's where we need to divert to. Alan, you nearly made me
30,
spit my drink out.
20,
Thank you very much, Alan,
10.
for the £5. He says, welcome to a real airplane, Alan. Now you've joined my server. I need to continue to convince you this is the way to go. Alan, thank you so much for your continued support. And very, very kind of you. And I'm so
40,
glad we got you up and running in the ZIBO mod at least. And
20,
thank you very much.
10.
Hope you're doing very well, and your wife too. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alpaca 319 for the £2.88. Good to see you in the A319, Captain. I can see it becoming your favourite aircraft now, Alpaca 319. Where did you come in from? Huh? Oh, it's Javaz. Yeah, we worked that one out. That's very kind. Soon becoming my favourite aircraft. We'll see. Let me try and get it on the deck first. Alright, yeah, no quiz, Captain Rick. That's on Sunday. That's on Sunday. So I'll try and do a few external views on the approach because it is a spectacular view. Even with the ortho, I know it's not real life obviously, but what you can get in a desktop simulator, it really is close to the real thing. Adam, we're going to Faro on Sunday. We're invited to an event on FatSim. What aircraft we'll take, I'll let you guys decide. Matt Owen, Concorde, David Moore, Cessna, Adam, the DC-3. Nicola, perfect time for an IDG disconnect. Good one. The electric airplane, Bjorn. Yeah, that was a fun stream. Still got that in my hangar. Oh, look at that. We've airbused all the way down to 19,000 feet. Now it sounds like you're in the hotel lobby. Checking in. I love this music. Finn, just in time for the landing? Exactly. I hope, Finn, it goes as well as the one you saw earlier.
$50, $40, $30, $20,
Goodness.
$10.
Thank you very much to Agent Packer, going with a £3.19 donation. He says, Guilherme Fari, CEO of Airbus, would be proud. Great intro, by the way. Thank you very much, Agent Packer, and also for finding the leaked footage for us as well of Llama Airways. Until let's see if you can do a hold in the Airbus. No thanks. Finn, that was a good approach to seeing hope nothing goes wrong. You know what happens in streams, man. Oh, jeez. Rapid Crisis, are you running X-Plane on Vulcan? No more, not at the moment. I did briefly and it was working very, very well. But I had a few issues with beta about a month ago and I switched back to the beta. Thanks for subscribing, Luke Bailey. Seatbelt sign on there. Gotta find the dance switch. Yeah. And where do I find the TAT? Oh, here it is. 8 degrees. It's only a thin layer with engine and TIs. Luke Bailey, do you like the new joystick? I'm hyped for the front, love it. I'm really impressed, and I'm not just saying that because Thrustmaster sent me the joystick. I was kind of looking for one anyway, but if I have, I'm not so, as I was discussing to many of the other guys earlier, I'm not so fond of using a yoke because of the differences between how heavy it is in the 7.3. But if I was going to get a joystick, I had to get one that's based off a commercial airliner, and this one's great. And we flew with it last stream. Obviously, I couldn't talk about the joystick then, but it works perfectly in the ZIBO mod. A little bit of turbulence here, and we are approaching Ratberg, guys. Only around, I'd say, 15 to 20 minutes until landing. And as we are approaching Ratberg, we'll turn the music down. The song's about to finish, I think. It is. Perfect. So that's it for the lounge tunes for now. We'll do one we taxi in as well, and we'll also do the replay and the funky music. A little bit of engine anti-ice here. Where are you? Ah, yes. We'll carry on descending, so we go down to 9,500 now. We'll set the QNH. 1009. Looks like we're still on our path perfectly. So I think this dot here is for 220 knots at Rattenberg. There we are. So keep an eye on the speed. We're going to get to Rattenberg in 2 minutes. I ideally want it to start slowing down a bit sooner. There we go, there's the 220. Now, what point do I activate approach phase? Around now, isn't it? Oh, I'm doing it. There we are. Oh, Javis, you just beat me to it. Have I done that too soon? I hope not. Oh, it does it on its own. Ah. Oh, some people have said now, though. Okay. Well, it's reducing to 220, though, and I'm hoping... Hold on, is it trying to get to 132 knots? I hope it stops at 220. Well, we're approaching Rattenberg, so we can now step down to... Well, no, we're going to maintain 9,500, aren't we, until the FAF? It won't stop. Ugh. Why not? Surely it's got protection to... It'll want you to extend the flaps first. Pull it, push it. Pull it, it's a pull. Alright, I'll give it 220. Will it still descend though? It goes down to the green dot speed without flaps. Oh, well that's fine. Yeah, because I'm going to get the flaps out soon anyway. I wanted to bring the speed down. I guess the green dot is the up speed. Look at that view, guys. Right, there's 10,000 feet now, so let's do some post-cruise checks. I've got all the lights on. Bit of this, yada yada yada. On, blah blah blah. Oh my goodness me. Descent procedure, proper descent. Right, I want the constraints up. I want the localizer scales up. I'm now going to arm the Vorlock as well. Lock, so we can insert the localizer. And hopefully I won't forget anything else. So we're going to level off at 9,500 feet until 19 DME off Oscar Echo Victor, which it has now tuned, 23.5. It hasn't really planned for much of an idle descent, but it's fine. 9,500 is the minimum safe, and we can turn the engine anti-ice off now. Guys, thank you very much for the 700 people watching the chat. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, and don't forget we're doing a giveaway after landing. You have the chance to get yourself the new Thrustmaster joystick. I'll order one for you and get it sent out as soon as it's available for release, which is on the I think it's on the 26th of or 25th of June. And the Professor, don't forget LOC this time. Yeah, thank you for putting it out earlier. I've already remembered. So it looks like we're onto the localizer now. Yeah, localizer capture. It's maintaining that up speed for us. Oh my goodness me, why is it coming up to the manoeuvre margin? I'm going to select flap 1 now, because we're going to want to be doing... you want to be going a much slower speed to glide slope capture, otherwise the speed will run away. So that point we're interested in, remember, is the FF26, which is only 2 miles away, so I'm actually going to go to flap 2 now. We're approaching that descent point, which is 19 miles, so I now need to set 3,700. This is actually very similar to what we do in the 737, except we're using VNAV. And that should descend after the FAF. Leon, you've said it, in clouds between mountains with terrain radar off. Nothing to see here. Come on, please descend. There is the FAF. Come on, 9.5, down we go. Do I have to push a button, or is it going to do it? I need to push it, don't I? God damn stupid. God damn it. Frickin'. I said frickin'. There we go. Right, I'm just going to be careful here, because I pushed it. Approach button. I don't want to use the approach, because I'm not... there's no glide slope here. There we go.
2,500.
So, yeah, I mean, I know it's got a virtual path, but I don't want to arm approach. Why would I arm approach when there's no ILS here? I just want it to descend on its path that's programmed into the FMC. The same way if I was doing a localizer approach only in the 737,
2,500.
I wouldn't arm approach. I would rather use the constraints in the FMC. There we are in the valley now. Stick back to 33F. Gear down I'll do shortly. I'm going to get a little bit closer. It's holding its speed quite nicely with flap 2. It's in the managed speed mode, which is fine. And down we go. Thank God says shut down that robot pilot thingy. Yeah, it'd be interesting to have an Airbus guy's point of view, but why would I use approach when I'm not on an ILS? If I'm using localizer, I'm going to use the programmed descent path, and it should comply with all the restrictions which are programmed. This is, I think, the equivalent of VNAV, except it doesn't automatically. But look, so far looking good. We're going to get to the point in which we break off visually here. We're already visual. Remember that magic number we're looking for is 4.2 of Oscar Echo Victor. So I want you guys to keep an eye on that. There, 12.1 at the moment. When that gets to 4.2, we need to break off for the approach. If I miss it, start yelling in chat. I'll try not to. Otherwise, we're doing very, very nicely. Infinite flight, are we going for 08? Yes, we're going to do the circle. Of course. I'm not going to come all this way to Innsbruck without circling for you. I'm very happy with how I've gotten this thing from A to B. And I've kind of built that kind of very basic core knowledge from, you know, like you guys do flying the aircraft as well. Some of the skills and knowledge is transferable from the 7.3. There are many differences too, but I do kind of understand some of them now. But I wouldn't have dreamt of doing this sort of approach on the first stream. You're too high, we're fine. We're not going straight in, remember. We're going to level off at 3,700 for this entire approach. I do love some of the feedback, though. So I think we'll probably start configuring gear and flaps a little sooner, but it's holding the speed nicely. I will configure gear down and flaps to 3 just before we break off. But we are looking good. There is the runway. We'd be fine for a straight in. And yeah, I did probably be doing a straight in today for 2.6, but that's it. William, can you hear Jack's collar in the background? You did, and he just shook his head there. Come on then, come on. Not now though, no jumping hit yet. Don't you start now. Good boy. Jack, go lay down, please. There we are. Approaching 4.2, so I'm going to go gear down. Flaps to 3 now. That's pretty much the configuration sorted. Look at that. Good. And when we're downwind, guys, I'm going to give the new controller a shot. And we flew this there, and the beauty of the Airbus, it just holds the attitude and roll it perfectly. So there's 3,700, waiting for that 4.2 miles. Just going to make sure the speed maintains that final approach speed of 128 knots, which I hope the autothrottle will do. 1 mile until we break left. There it is.
2,000.
Checked. That's the radio altitude. Oh, cool. There's our speed. Come on, there we are. So just waiting for 4.5, 4.4, 4.3. It's a pull, isn't it? It's a pull because I want to take control. There you go. I know my pulls and pushes. We're braking now for the downward leg for runway 08. Perfect. So, heading's around 230. Now, visually, what have we got to look out for? Well, there's an Innsbruck NDB, and it was actually a really nice little touch here. If you select NDB now, you actually have the Innsbruck NDB as reference on the display, which is really cool. I hope we can do this in one piece. Not now, Jack. Good so far. So yeah, these lines don't rely on them completely. As we found out, if you actually follow this line, you hit a mountain. It's just there for visual guidance, but the NDB was going to make sure we're kind of roughly going outbound from there. Henrietta, did you miss the giveaway? Absolutely not. After touchdown, shut down engines, we're going to do the giveaway after that. Landing chat, there's no blue. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness me. And there we go. I've airbused. Clear to land. Right, so here's roughly around the point where we want to start flying outbound. Just wait a little bit longer. If you can see here on the chart, look, it's kind of like just to the north of the NDB. So I reckon that should do us around there. Our outbound track's going to be 264. There's a little bit of a tailwind here. There should be probably a slight wind correction now. It looks like we're turned inside, but you don't want to go much tighter than this. Might just do a couple more degrees to the left. Just because otherwise you'll overshoot the turn. Terrain radar, I turned the terrain radar off because we got hold of Llama Airways SOP and we are using it today. Another word commissioned, airbust, you've got it. So far so good, I think. Oh, there's that little, yeah, that's the little glitch it does. It does that every time I practice it, but it should stabilise now. So, we're looking for this church at 3.5 DME. It's not actually visual on mine, but we'll wait for that to go to 3.5, and then we'll start our turn onto base leg. Oliver Blake, are you using Orbex in Innsbruck? We are. So last time we did this, there was another quarter of a mile to the left, and we were scraping trees. Right, so before we turn final, what I'm going to do is disconnect everything. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Oh, missed approach altitude. Yes, 9,000. What is it? Oh, I can't remember. I think it was 9.5. Perfect. Right, 3.5, 3 miles. So what I'm going to do now, wish me luck, guys. Disconnecting the autopilot. Flight director's off. I think I meant to turn the FOs off as well. There we are. It's all mine. There's 3.5. Let's make that turn on to final. We're going to start gently descending to be on base leg at 3,300 feet. I'm actually going to go to the FO's view here, just to assist with that turn on to final. So I can peek my head around the corner. I was doing around 1,000 feet per minute. Don't want to be doing much more than that. And this is where it gets tricky about anything like track IR.
Terrain.
Okay. It's very sensitive here, as you can imagine. I don't know what you'd have to do here. So thank goodness for that auto throttle.
1,000.
Managing my speed. Right, let's keep it descending. There's the runway.
Terrain.
Okay. I think I need to tighten this up slightly. Now that would... Oh my goodness me. So that would require terrain escape manoeuvre if you've got a hard warning like that. Oh, I thought I told you to be quiet. There we are. How are we looking? On the pappies. Oh, 4 whites. Well, let's just keep it descending. I've got until 500 feet AGL. We're at 1,000 feet. If I do... Ooh, that's a little bit too much. 1,700. Okay, I've kind of re-stabilised myself, but that's okay. That was a little bit excessive. So long as at 500 feet AGL, we are stable, that's fine. And we're 800, so a little bit excessive rate of descent to get back on. But we're good now. Just check my rate of descent. It's a little high. There we are. back onto where we need it. Perfect. So we're still a little bit above the stabilisation point. There we are. Maximum rate set 1,000, which we're just about doing, about 900. We're looking good, guys. I'll give myself 7 out of 10. Now I just need to butter it. And this joystick, guys, it's really nice. Really, really good. Here we go then.
300.
Keep it descending. Oh, it's so weird not having the thrust lever.
200.
50.
Thank you very
40,
much to whoever
30,
you are. I forgot to turn
20,
the lighting thing off.
10.
It's going to probably be
100.
disruptive.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Check.
Retard.
Retard. Come on, where's that butter? I know you're there. Come on. Oh no, what a float. Minus 67. Yes! A bit of a floater though. Right, speed brakes up. Reverses. Manual braking. Oh, we've just about missed the exit though because we did do a little bit of a float. Keep braking. 60 knots. There's idle. Absolute butter. Oh, just about going to make that exit. I'll go to the end and do a 180. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innsbruck, where the local time here, I don't even know what the local time is, it's 7:34 here in the evening. We've just buttered down the A319 with a spectacular low landing rate, and the butter streak continues, guys. It must be the joystick. My goodness me. Oh, we've made it. Right, let's twist around here. Use a little bit of the pad as well. Amazing. Right. Ooh, a little bit quick there. Perfect. Well, let's get the flaps up. Speed brake away. Yeah, no, outside the touchdown zone, nothing to see there. It's Alpaca Airways. And I was going for the butter. I didn't actually see how much there. I think we might have just been in. It was a little bit of a float, but I was buttering it for sure. Excellent. Oh, that's me still trying to get used to the reverses, but that's the only way to get to idle thrust. We'll get the APU started very shortly. Guys, welcome to Innsbruck. Don't forget about the giveaway. As soon as we shut the engines down, we'll do the giveaway, and then we'll do the landing replay as well. Let's just make sure that we get here. Uh-oh, brakes hot. Oops. Yeah, it would be jabbing them on whilst we were vacating. Excellent stuff. Let's go back to a little bit of lounge music. Right, I better put that brake fan on. I know where that is. Hot, it says. Let's pop those on then. 9-second float, if I remember. We've certainly floated for longer. Delayed takeoff for cooling. Yeah, brake cooling's a real issue on line operations. It'd be typically hot for, if you don't use reverse thrust, you'd have to usually wait about 35-40 minutes. Thank you very much, Leon Bogman, who donated there during the flare. He said, terrain, pull up. Thank you very much. Right, gotta get this APU on, otherwise we'll be waiting for that. Welcome to Flughafen Innsbruck. Let's go for this stance. We've got Bill, Bob and Ben waiting for us. Oh my god, is that an Alpaca Airways Airbus they're saying? Stroof. There we are. Are you certified for Innsbruck? No, aviation. I don't, my operator doesn't fly to this airport. I know you guys will be telling me you forgot this, forgot that. I don't care, I've got a butter. That's all that matters. Everything else comes secondary. Leave the nav lights on. Oh, there we go. There's a little yellow line there to aid with the parking. There we go. Parking brake is set. Is that APU available yet? It is. There we are. Shut the engines down. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Innsbruck. Amazing. Jack, my goodness, what's wrong? There's a cat outside, that's why. Can you hear that dog? My goodness. Right, I'm just going to have a look at some of these comments here. Where's my feedback on this approach? A lot of guesses. A lot of you very confident today. Minus 100, minus 140. What was it? Yeah, minus 160. It was pretty good there. We got some butters, smush, nice landings. Yes, it was a little bit long, a little bit longer than I'd been happy with, but we'll take it for Alpaca Airways. Carl Jonas, we flying offline? Yes, we were today. Why Boeing and not Airbus TNT Crafter? I'm a Boeing boy, that's why. Why isn't Ras complaining? Listen, I turned off that long landing thing because it's very errorless in most stages. My goodness. GPWS mode 3 and terrain off. Yeah, nothing to see here. Amazing. Right, guys, thank you very much. As promised, we are going to do a giveaway now. You have the chance for me to get you this brand new Airbus Thrustmaster joystick. In fact, I will bring it up for you again so you can see the pretty pictures. It is a lovely joystick. As I've said, I've been looking for one for a while, and I'd like to just say a thanks to Thrustmaster for, you know, getting in contact with me. And I know they went to a lot of other guys too, but the fact that I was recognised was really nice. And I hope that my real-world experience, you know, you take on board. You know, take on board what I said today about the joystick, guys, because I'm not saying that because they sent the joystick. I am really happy with it, and I said I've been looking for one for a while, and having this able to have it left and right hand, it is good. And the fact that I use it in the Airbus doesn't mean you have to stick to Airbus. I've been using it in the ZIBO mod for a while now, and I did last stream, and I will continue to use it as well. Awesome stuff then, guys. So what we're going to do, you'll have the opportunity to win this. All it's going to do is you're going to have to try and answer this question. Everyone in chat is eligible to win. All you've got to do is answer this question. I'm going to set up Nightbot here now. Once you've won the prize, what we'll do, I'm just going to say massive thanks to Tosk for the £5 here. Oh, it's an automatic Microsoft Bill one.
Small thank you for the tutorials and streams you do.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Tosk. That's very kind. I'm glad you enjoy the streams and the tutorials I made many years ago. Thank you very much. Right then, guys. So let's now, once we get a drink in the lobby of the hotel, do the giveaways. I'm just going to get it all set up here in the background. Giveaways. So all you've got to do, I'm going to ask you a question, and all you need to do is type in chat the answer. Okay. Make sure you spell it correctly as well, otherwise it won't work. But I've now put the keyword in chat here. And I'll try not to do what I did the other day, which is where I accidentally gave away the answer before doing it. Just want to make sure I spelt it right. I did. Right. So all this works is, guys, what you got to do in chat is answer the question. You only need to do it once. It's not case sensitive. It's not in capitals, so you can do it lowercase, uppercase. But you only need to answer it once, guys. Once you do it once, as long as you spelled it correctly, that's fine. If you do it more than twice, you're automatically made illegible. So only once is required. I'll give it a minute for all the questions to come in. And once they're in, I'll launch it there. And if you do win, if you're the lucky guy to win, all you need to do is drop me an email, show me it's you, show me it's your YouTube channel as well, which I'll make a note of, and we'll get everything organised after the stream and get it sent out to you. Do bear in mind this joystick isn't available yet until the, I think it's 26th, but we'll make sure we get it ordered and all ready for you, so when it is available, it's sent out to you as soon as possible. Right, here we go, guys. Here comes the question. Today, we flew the Airbus A319, and the Airbus headquarters is in France. In which French city is the Airbus headquarters? And I'll give you a clue. It begins with T. Off you go. Boom. I love it. Amazing. So I think we got the correct answer. Toulouse. I will wait a little bit longer for everyone to get their chat in, especially if you're not quite watching it live. I'll give you another 45 seconds. Odds, nearly 1 in 1,000, but there will be one lucky person that gets the joystick. Better than winning the lottery, these odds. Amazing. Someone said Stick Shaker. Yeah, Stick Shaker was when we did the quiz the other week, and I accidentally said the answer before answering the question. Amazing. Alright then, guys, very good. I think we now have how many? eligible people here. Wow. 630 eligible users to win this prize. Alright then, guys. Sorry, Marina. There's lots of probably repeated ones. So, what we're going to do, guys, is now roll it. So keep an eye on chat, because Nightbot will tell us who the winner is. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, rolled. The winner is Karel Turek. Karel Turek. Congratulations, a new subscriber since the 27th of March. You have won the joystick today. I'm going to make a note of your name, Karel Turek. Karelturek. He says wow in chat. Amazing, Carol. Get in contact with me. You can drop me an email. You'll find the email in the About section of my YouTube channel. You can either contact me on Instagram or Facebook. Just show me it's your channel. I don't want to have any of those other people who had issues. He says thank you. You're most welcome, Carol. Yeah, it's completely random, but we'll make sure this Airbus joystick gets sent out to you as soon as it's available, and we'll make sure that's ordered to you as soon as possible. We'll get in communication after this stream, and we'll get it all sorted. Amazing. Perfect. Got lots of congrats as well, Carol. Amazing. Neil got a heart from Mariana Lou as well, that's even better. Right then, guys, well, thank you very much for today's special 45,000 subscriber special live stream. It tied in absolutely perfect with the new joystick from Thrustmaster they sent me out. As I said, it's a bit of a endorsement, but as I said, it's a great joystick, and I'd like to say thanks again to Thrustmaster for sending it out to me, letting me have a play of it. As I said, it's a reasonably priced joystick, and it's good quality, and I'll be using it for the foreseeable future in stream. Guys, thank you very much, as per usual, for everyone that turned up during the live stream. A massive thank you as well to Amish Danish for the £5. What have you got to say now? Oh my goodness.
Spreading fake news, I see. I think we all know the headquarters of Airbus is Leiden, Netherlands. Airbus.
Unbelievable. It's not quite, it is Toulouse. Thanks again, Danish. As I said, guys, thank you very much to everyone that turned up for this stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm hoping it showed you we're getting a little bit better with this aircraft. I couldn't believe how much more proficient I'm getting, but I'm certainly no pro. Just a couple of other things I wanted to do in this stream is give a little bit of a shout out to two guys who sort of made this video. Firstly, to Q8 Pilot, please go check him out. He makes great content for Explain 11, and he has a great review on this checklist. I always appreciate the work he does and the kind words he said. And secondly, Chewy94, he's been very nice to me in the past, and I know he's had his father pass away quite recently, which is obviously really bad news, but go check out his video as well. He's got a joystick review too, so go check those two guys out, and I can thoroughly recommend watching them. I know Chewy does streaming on Twitch, which I don't know anything about, but guys, of course, let's get rid of the music here in the background, the lounge one, because it would not be a Flight Deck to Sim live stream if we didn't always choose the funky music. Right, let's now jump back into the flight deck. Let's have a look at that buttery approach and landing. Ah, perfect. Let's go a little bit further back, in fact. I think that will do us quite nicely. Turn these external sounds up a little bit. So coming in over the threshold. It looks good. So it got a bit high on the base turn. That was the problem. But we didn't get it all stabilised before 500 feet. But this was a little bit of a float. Those sounds, really nice. Yeah, a little bit there. Look, I held the nose up a little bit higher. Look, I rechecked just to get that putter. Nicely done. It was just outside the touchdown zone. Nothing to see here, Jack, from my chief pilot. Sceneries from Orbex as well. Yeah, ripped ears is loud. Oh, it was lovely and buttery. It could have been perhaps a tad smoother as well, but we'll take that today. That is loud. Sorry about that, guys. I'll turn it down a little bit as well. That's better. Nice. was just outside, and that was completely my fault because I was just going for that button, just pitched up a little bit. Alright then guys, well as I said already, thank you so much for popping into this live stream today. The 45k special was really, really enjoyable. As I said already, thank you very much to Thrustmaster, but of course, I would always never make it a live stream without saying thanks to you guys. So firstly, to my moderators for helping me run the chat as per usual, the members for their continued support. Mariana says you're welcome, cheeky. And thank you very much to everyone that donated today to show your support for the channel. That's very much appreciated. And also thank you to my regular subscribers as well and viewers. That's all I could say at a minimum. That's all I'd ever ask you to do. For reaching 45,000 subscribers as well. So yeah, let's keep on going. We'll see how many we can get up to before I hopefully, touch wood, go back to work. I hope we'll have some news soon. I'll keep you posted as usual. But as of now, still furloughed, and we'll keep streaming whenever I get some free time. Next stream most likely to be on Sunday if we don't decide to do anything in between. I'll try and keep you all posted via the social media feeds. Guys, stay safe as ever in these continuing concerning times, and we'll see you on the next Flight Deck Sim live stream. Take care. Good evening.